welcome everyone to Totally Online Gaming Group's Twitch channel. We're glad you guys could join us for our next episode, episode 81 of our 5th edition D&D campaign, The Blackest Heart, where we get to use Tailspire for maps and combat. As always, we need to start off with a shout out to our sponsors, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. Jacob, unless you are planning on taking it, I can take it.
Critical Hit Gaming Supplies is a website for all your dice, tabletop, anything tabletop RPG needs, such as dice, dice bags, dice trays, gaming mats, and miniatures. Now, if there's a specific miniature that you can go through their entire catalog and you don't see one and you're thinking, man, I really want a Knobgoblin, you can always go to their Contact Us, which is in between their My Account and Cart on their website, and send them an email saying, hey, I would really like to have a Knobgoblin. Is there anything that we can do to work that out? And you can go back and forth with them and they'll get it set up for you. Now, anything in the store, once you go to the purchase page, make sure to put in TOGG 15 for 15% off of any order. TOGG 15 for 15% off. Critical Hit Gaming Supplies, everybody. Back to you, DM.
All right. Thank you, Jacob. Appreciate it. So that's our shout out to our sponsor. Other things need to announce. Oh, looks like we lost someone on the Discord video feed, but once they pop back in, then my camera will pop back into place. So sorry about that, folks.
Today's just full of fucking
I know.
issues, ain't it?
Technical problems all over the place. But hopefully we should get that fixed shortly. But other things we need to announce, and here, I'll lean over here, then you can see me. Hey, there. Hi, everybody. Other things we need to announce real quick. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is another of the Tailspire Collaborative build streams that Klein and F and I do, where we usually have Danelle, he's been busy lately, so he hasn't been in, and Anton Spone has been joining us, as well as some other people coming in and helping us build. And we want you guys, especially if you got Tailspire, to come in and watch and join us, help us build, and we'll have some fun with that. Also, big news, we're doing another of our build contests for our collaborative stream. So this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to do another of our build contests where you can win. Oh, everything just jumped big time. All right.
I'm the DM.
Yeah, now apparently Rogar is a DM.
Hey, I'm Jacob now.
I am the...
I told you I was jumping over.
Yep. All right.
I am the great, powerful Rogar.
All right. I will be...
Why did it take so long?
I will be fixing the cameras here while we are going through all of this.
I'm gonna use my Wrath of Tenebris on you.
All right. So while I fix these cameras, let me finish explaining real quick our contest. Our contest
I'm here
is
to kill every mage. Sorry.
That's all right. Our contest is this Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if you join the contest and it's a building contest in Tailspire, and you win a $25 Steam gift card. So we've already got a couple people signed up. We're looking for more. We'd like to have a nice big showing, some good competition. So, please join up. All you have to do is go to our Discord channel right there in the chat. I just put it. Go to the Discord channel, and from there, all you got to do is react on the rules to get your roll, and go to the collab contest time channel in our Discord, and that's got all the rules and everything and how you sign up, and then we'll contact you and make sure you know where and when to be, and we'll connect up this Saturday for a fun build contest. But I think that's it for our announcements, unless anybody else has anything that they want to announce. Yes, no, maybe so?
I almost said follow me on Twitter. I didn't mean to say Twitch. Absolute 20 Pod.
There you go. Absolute 20 Pod. Check them out. That's where Rogar's the DM. And not like he is right now.
Play on TOGG.
No, not Hog.
You can come hang out with me. Dragonfire 45. I play video games and I try to be funny, and I suck at video games. So,
But she is funny.
yes,
She is definitely funny. So, yeah, check them both out. It's a lot of fun, and I'm sure they appreciate the views and the support. So give them a little bit of love, guys. Hey, all right. Other than that, I think that is it for the announcements. So, without further ado, we bring you The Blackest Heart. All right, and we are back, everybody. So, once again, thanks for joining us.
My camera still isn't up.
I know, I'm still working on it. I didn't have enough time to get them
Why
all.
are we whispering?
If you're gonna whisper like that, I have to
That's
turn my
okay.
ear into-
That's okay. I'm working on it. It will be there shortly. So, where we got left off last week. And in fact, you know what? I'm going to let you guys take over the discussion on where you left off last week again while I work on the cameras real quick. So, does anyone remember what happened?
All I remember is that there was something for Eurydice to steal. It was something. It was the
Frozen
Mega
heart of
evolution-
the Kitsune.
the Mega Evolution Stone for Diana.
Is that what we're reducing me to now? A fucking
Yes.
like Eevee or some shit?
Yes.
I prefer to think of you as a Charizard, specifically
Okay.
Charizard X.
I mean,
Actually, you know, you're not completely wrong there.
Yeah.
Just it's more like a frozen Charizard.
Yeah.
Charizards are lizards.
So,
like I said, Delphox.
yeah, that'll work too.
What the Digimon?
I'm sorry. Charizard X is my favorite Mega Evolution, and
That's fair.
so I thought that would be nicer than comparing
See?
you to anything else.
See, giving you props there. All right. So, what else do you guys remember?
Nothing. I really zoned out last week.
This place
No
is a
worries.
lot bigger than it actually we originally thought. There are tiers to this
I forgot to
game.
tell you.
Okay.
What?
We're
My
waiting.
bad. I forgot my mic was on.
That's all right. That's all right.
Um,
Go ahead then, Rasmith.
Okay. There are different tiers to the city. Now this is gonna make my plan a little harder, because I thought this was just gonna be like, oh, there it is. I'm gonna dig a hole. Nope.
Oh, yeah, there's a nice open field in front of this castle. We can go right underneath it. No.
Right, that's where my brain went. So from what I recall, it's just a lot of mountainous terrain, a lot of snow. People are getting constitution. They have to keep doing constitution save because they're getting hurt by the cold. On top of that, I'm curious how many more times we're gonna have to do constitution saves because we're gonna just be here in the cold the entire time.
Don't know.
actually, didn't they start doing it at disadvantage as it got colder?
Yes.
Yeah. So everyone but me is rolling with disadvantage.
So,
So I recommend fur shopping.
yes.
Faux fur. Faux fur.
Or,
Fur.
maybe they've got like, one of those things where you can donate your hair. So the shifters can donate their hair to make fur coats for those that don't have that.
I do know that we did spend a good amount of the session, from what I can remember, learning more about the necklace that's inside of the family vault.
The Mega Stone.
Yes, I'll help you guys out here a little bit with this. So, what happened last week? Each of you had some kind of dream or vision or interesting interaction. Diana, you actually had two dreams. They both revolved around the Frozen Heart of the Kitsune, which is the name that you learned after kind of searching your memory and reviewing the story that you had gotten from Mask and just thinking about it and everyone kind of working together a little bit to help spark your memory. You also got to see what it looked like. which is this just beautiful blue stone that is on a chain necklace that you learn is made out of... Say again?
Mithranthe?
Close.
Mithrantine.
Close. Mithrantine.
Mithrantine. Oh, God
Yes.
damn it.
Mithrantine.
I was close.
Yes. So, you learned that as well. Eurydice, your visions in the night were...
Dreams, you might say.
Yes, dreams, you might say, or perhaps nightmares.
Ah.
As you seem to be haunted by memories. And let's see, can we even hear? Yep, we can hear you guys. Good. So, you seem to be haunted by memories of the events that occurred just days before when yourself, Diana, and Jacob meditated to enter the otherworldly space of the Starfield in an attempt to find Jeremiah's soul and pull him out of there, which you succeeded at. But your experience in there was a bit more frightening than Diana's and Jacob's, as darkness closed around you and began to almost squeeze the life force out of you, and your dreams brought you back to that time and place. Fortunately, your mind is strong, and you manage to realize that this is only a dream, this is only a dream, this is only a dream, and we're not affected by it. Rogar, your dreams brought with you some interesting feelings, more than visuals of anything. And in fact, there was a feeling that you can only describe as connection. A connection to someone or something that seems to be growing. To the point where you now can at the edges of your perception, sense it. There's something connected to you, and it is getting stronger. Razmith, as you have now traveled with this group for but a few weeks, you're becoming more comfortable with your traveling companions. Thankfully, you also have your sister and her entourage along for the ride. And your mind starts to go to the usual places. What can I build? What can I make? What can I create? As that just intuitive, creative spark inside you that never seems to die keeps coming up. But now, with all the plans that this group of individuals has begun to discuss with you as to what they're planning on doing upon arriving at the Shifter Kingdom, your dreams start going to strange places, devices that might be used to accomplish the tasks ahead. Some of them quite large, others mere concepts that you are still working on developing. But they are there, and they are flooding your dreams. Jacob, on the other hand, did not have any dreams, but what happened with him was some very interesting magical experimentation. As conversations with Jeremiah on the esoteric nature of magic and how it affects those that it is cast upon, whether they are physical, ethereal, spiritual, or perhaps just thought, and how they are connected to others, how that magic could actually interact with, for example, himself and the soul of Jeremiah, connected to him through the Ring of Mind Shielding. A little bit of a test with the mental prison spell almost sent Jacob over the edge with the fact that, well, he did it to himself, and the images therein are not meant to be pleasant. But, anticipating what he was doing as he did it, he suffered no ill effects from the spell, but definitely saw some pretty frightening images. Jeremiah, not expecting what was about to happen, immediately put up his mental defenses as a reflex and did not see anything that occurred within the mental prison. However, he did feel the effects of magic attempt to wash over and invade his mind. And the discussion continued then after the spell was dropped as to what this could mean for the both of them and their future. How could they utilize this magic to perhaps create a positive effect for Jeremiah, bringing back his memories, and maybe a positive effect for Jacob himself, finding a way to restore his sight. That is everything that you guys did.
We did make it to the kingdom.
Yes, I'm getting to that. Okay.
Yeah, I just remember we did actually make it to the kingdom
you did.
because we ended when he put seeming on all of us. And
Yes,
he was going
which
to
is
describe what we all looked like.
Which is exactly where I'm getting to. All of those things is what happened during that session. And at the close, you finally managed to make it, where you're standing outside the walls of the Shifter Kingdom city. You can see these 25-foot high walls surrounding the city, extending for quite a ways. And as you are deciding how best to enter, you discuss amongst yourselves and say, you know, perhaps disguises would be the best, as Jacob then casts seeming to put an illusion over everyone, transforming them to look like, well, why don't you describe, Jacob?
Didn't we also have Diana and Rogar use some of their disguise kit stuff to
Possibly.
for backup underlining?
You most definitely can, if you wish. But I'm curious to hear what Jacob did to everybody.
Yeah.
So, first things first, I hit everyone with this because there's anyone that I can see up any number of creatures that are at least within 30 feet of me.
Mm-hmm.
So, to begin, all of the dumbasses are various forms of dog breeds.
Okay.
Lee is a Labrador.
Aw. He is a Labrador.
You have, give me a moment as I remember some of the names. Agni looks more like a retriever. Oh goodness, I don't remember all of the dumbasses' names.
Orion.
Orion.
Orion, thank you. Orion looks like a Shiba.
Cole.
Cole looks like a Dalmatian.
And Echo.
Oh my god.
Echo looks like a... that's a good question. Echo's the Warforged, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I will say, Echo does, when they do get to the city, Echo does press a button on the side of his neck, and suddenly he doesn't look like a Warforged anymore, he looks just like a human.
Well, the seeming spell makes it to where Echo now looks like a... yeah, Great Dane.
Great. Okay. What about Galar and it's 3 in her entourage, correct, Rasmuth? Yeah, so those 4, Galar and the entourage of 3.
Please make them corgis because they're dwarfs.
How dare you?
They're so small.
So,
Do it.
the entourage
Not Rasmus.
looks more like Chihuahuas.
Oh my
How
gosh.
dare you?
Chihuahua shifter.
The Galar herself looks more like a kind of like formal shifter, but you can tell the features that it's based off of are corgi.
Okay.
But It's not as animalistic as the other ones look.
So you're making all the dumbasses and the entourage
Dogs.
dog, like full-on dogs, or just like very
my gosh.
very animalistic looking dog breed shifters.
Yes.
Okay.
The only one that looks more like a standard shifter, just has the corgi elements, is Galar.
Okay.
Through the rest of the party, we're going to start with Razmith. Razmith looks more like a standard bear.
Okay.
Shifter. Eurydice. Oh boy. Eurydice looks more almost leopard-like.
Ooh.
Nice.
Trying to shoot spots now.
Camouflage.
If you make me a cat, I'm killing you when you get here.
She'll kill you right meow.
No, in 2 days.
Rogar.
Oh, you had to go there. You had to go there.
Rogar looks more like a Black Panther,
Oh,
All right.
kind of keeping with this theme of darker colors.
I do like dark colors.
Jacob looks like a off to the top of his head. It was kind of like an animal that just quickly, after going through, okay, dog, what are other things that are mammalistic in nature that I can easily throw together? So, Jacob, in a quick whim, decided, oh, I know, and he now looks like a, he looks like a grizzly bear.
Mm-hmm.
In nature. And then it was kind of easy to work off for Diana,
I mean, you
as
just make me look like a wolf.
you just kind of change a few of the features, and yeah, no, Diana looks more of a wolf breed rather than the
A
fox.
dire wolf.
Like, dude, not dire wolf.
Yeah. All right. What about Antonio?
Antonio matches Rogar
Okay. Another Black Panther.
with being a panther.
Okay. All right. So. So that is what everyone looks like. So now you are currently outside of the city. You're probably about 200 to 300 yards away from the city walls. Okay, but you
I
can
will
see them
say-
through the trees. Yes, go ahead. Eurydice.
Eurydice, once she realizes she looks like a leopard, she's just gonna turn to everyone and just go, "Nya."
No. No. No.
If I had a gun, I'd shoot you in the leg.
I can drop this. I hope you know that. I will change you. I will make sure everyone else stays the same. I will do this. I will waste my spell slot.
Hey, we don't need a dogfight, okay?
And immediately the dumbasses start fighting. No, I'm just joking.
They're just like, "I want to be that Dalmatian. I wanted to be the golden retriever."
Meanwhile, the entourage are just kind of sitting there like, oh, wait a minute. Hey, that's not fair.
Shoot them perfectly.
All right, so you're outside the city, about 200 to 300 yards away from the wall, and you will now all look like shifters of various breeds. Some of you similar, some of you not, some of you just slightly changed from what they already are, Diana. But all different from
No,
what
I
you
do
looked like
think so.
before.
I do think, though, we would have used disguise kit stuff to try and change how we smelled. So that way
Yeah.
it wasn't obvious, like, oh, you actually smell like a dwarf, or you smell like an elf. They tried to do what they could with what they had to make it seem like they actually smelled different.
Didn't you say that this is a remote place? People don't really leave.
So they do have trade.
Okay.
Okay, so Diana, you would know that when you were little and you lived here, there definitely was trade. But you also remember hearing from a certain frost giant that trade was way down.
Yeah, but that also leaves the in case thing of like someone older going, I haven't smelled one of you in a very long time. So it's just precaution.
Yeah, and that is perfectly fine. So there are people that, shifters that, as far as you know, when you were growing up, from time to time, from other parts of the world, some groups of shifters, basically refugees, maybe they were not treated well where they currently were, maybe they were more tribal, but their territory was now being encroached upon by, civilization, cities and stuff like that, and they, felt they needed to leave. But groups would come and arrive at the kingdom, and they were welcomed with open arms and, allowed to become part of this society. Other things you do remember that you can pass along to the group is that this kingdom has been here for at least a couple hundred years. And in fact...
Thinking much longer than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you spent a lot of your time with instruments and playing around and entertaining people. Not necessarily so much time hitting the books and listening to what any tutors say.
I was talking like out of character.
Oh yeah. Out of character.
Much longer
It
than that.
it is out of character. Well, let's just say there's a possibility it's longer. But what you remember is that it's at least a few hundred years old. And if you explain this to the rest of the party, you guys will recall, especially Jacob, information you got about what has gone on in the history of the world in the fairly recent past, that the Vorn Wars, well, they affected everybody. However, that time frame of at least being here a few hundred years, it seems like this must have fared very well during that time. Almost as if the isolation and the terrain itself kind of prevented the Vorn from
We're
invading.
like Switzerland.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to
Yeah.
invade Switzerland because of the mountains.
Isolation.
Yes, isolation.
I hate you. I hate all of you.
Just let it slide.
Stop making ice puns.
Really?
Everyone just
I can make
needs
this
to
go one step
chill.
further.
Don't.
It's ice to see you.
No. Hold on.
Don't do it.
Do it. While that is going on, though, I would like to cast Sending.
Okay. Who are you attempting to contact?
I am going to be attempting to contact, as I go over to my notes to make sure I have the name right, Fael.
Okay. So you're attempting to contact Fail. Okay.
Okay.
So let's get them 25 words going.
Does it always have to be 25 words?
Yep.
Yes.
Sending,
It
yes.
could be less.
It can be
It
less,
can be less.
but you can do no more than 25 unless you cast again.
Okay.
So,
Just curious.
and
Fail.
okay.
How are things? I know you most likely made it back to your sister home. I don't remember if we asked you to come. That ends that one.
That's that one. Yep. So,
Yep.
okay. So, you get a response from that first sending that you
I didn't.
you
I
put out.
contact like everyone I knew
You did.
before we left.
Yes. But you get a response. And you hear, received your previous message from Diana. We are home. However, currently making preparations to head north. Hopefully, we'll be able to arrive as quickly as... I think that's actually 25. Right there.
Hate you.
So cast sending again.
Okay.
One, quickly as what? Two, how much do you know about Saloon? Should I just ask your sister? We are there already. You can reply. That's it.
Okay. Time. Need a ship. Estimate 2 months.
Oh boy.
My sister would know much, much more about Saloon and be able to answer your questions when arrive.
Okay. Is that all that he gets back?
Yep.
Okay. As they're all kind of lathering people with ointments to make them smell different, I would assume that's how that would work
Yeah.
in some way. Jacob will do a quick aside to Diana. So, Theo and her sister aren't going to be here until at least potentially another 2 months. However, was told that when they do get here, the sister would have a lot more information to provide.
Well, one of two things are going to happen. Either it's actually going to take them that long to get here, or honestly, they're better up. They're blah 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 blah. I swear I can talk. Honestly, they'd be better for after all of the fighting. Who I'm hoping to find while we're in the city is actually a group of very good fighters that we know.
That would be very appreciative. We'll see. Hopefully we do see them.
Oh,
It'd be nice to
we're
reconnect.
inside the city now, right?
You're still standing outside of it.
Yeah, we haven't walked up to the
How
gate.
big? How
Excuse me.
radius-wise would you say how big the city is?
Yes.
That is a fair statement.
That's why I wanted a bird's eye view to see how big this place really is. If you recall me asking you last week.
I did not, but if...
No, I was asking.
Oh, Jacob. Okay.
And at the current point, it was more once we get inside, we can
Yeah.
figure out the legitimate dimensions of everything.
All right.
Okay.
So, before you continue on, one thing I am going to do, just because, well, one of the viewers tonight has really wanted to see this and kind of mentioned they wanted to see it, so I'm going to switch over to the battle map.
Oh.
This,
Oh, is
if
it
you guys,
time?
if you guys look at the screen, if you want to go in Tailspire, you can. If you want to just look at the stream,
I'll look at the
you
stream
will
for now.
you will see the Shifter Kingdom castle, and there it is. Okay, and it might not look like much, but I assure you, it's pretty darn big. And I'm not going to make it, you know, the entire mountain. So you get
That is
what you
fair.
get. You get what you get for the mountain.
Are you shitting me? I had to reload Twitch, and now there's a fucking ad.
Hey, great! That means like 0.0001 cents. Yes. Supporting the channel.
It is a 20-second long ad.
Oh, that's like 0.0002 cents. Nice.
Making money.
All right, but this is the Shifter Kingdom castle.
No, still gotta wait.
Yep.
Looks nice.
And you will see what it's all about when you actually get there and get to do stuff in there. Okay. But thought I'd show it off. So,
That's very pretty.
so you have gotten your response from Fael. You guys are still outside the city, and Razmith reminded you of a bird's eye view if possible. What are you guys gonna do?
I was actually curious. Can I find out what kind of mineral or what kind of rocks are around us in general?
Absolutely, you're gonna investigate the rocks, try to figure out the
Yes.
mineral. Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check, and I think
Isn't
you're.
your passive like 23?
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
I'm
with the
curious to see like what kind of like how soft this mineral's gonna be
Yeah.
and all that.
well, as you're looking through it, you're seeing a variety of different minerals as you kind of take some time. Like, how long are you taking to check this out? Are you just looking at the
I'm
surface
just,
rocks, or
um,
like digging in with like a pick or something?
I may just kind of sit outside for a moment and just scoop up some samples of different areas that look different to me, so I can look at them for later.
Okay. And about how long do you get to take?
How long are you okay with standing outside the wall, guys? Otherwise, I mean, I can just do this by myself for about an hour. Try to catch up with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I think.
That's fine.
Okay. So you want to do about an hour? Okay.
Yeah.
After about an hour of, you know, doing some little testing here and there, chipping off some rock, looking at the grain
What
of
I'm
it
kind of
and
looking for
everything.
is how hard the rock's going to be. Is there any kind of like clay or mud or anything like that that I can use?
You see that as you're cutting through the rock, you see there definitely is some granite in there. There's also some softer rock. I'm not sure. I'm not a geologist. I don't know all the different rocks, but you know, there's some softer rock other than granite that makes up the mountains. But you know, there's definitely hard rock here and there. You know, sometimes big sections of it.
But overall, you'd say like if I had to take a good hit at it, it wouldn't take me too long to get through it.
You could get through it if you ran into a big chunk of granite. You'd probably be better off going around it.
Okay.
You know, but it depends on how big. I mean, if it wasn't real big, you know, you could probably chew through it. It'd take a little bit longer than the rest, but you could probably chew through it eventually.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
All right. So,
I got my rocks. I'm happy.
We need to find somewhere to stay, as well as, do we all want to stay together, or do we want to stay at different spots in different areas?
Question: how am I gonna tell everyone apart?
I was about to say I don't trust Agni as far as I can throw him because he bought weed with money. but
It's not that bad.
I realize he's with our group now. Accidentally bought weed.
And?
No, it's just he.
Some funny
No, my
D&D.
problem is that he bought it accidentally. Not that he bought the weed, it's that he bought it accidentally.
I said from a cop doesn't know. Oh my bad, a paladin.
Yeah. Diana's going to, reach into the bag of holding
Okay.
and pull out the boxes with the little figurines.
Okay.
And she's going to have everyone take one of the figurines because she has enough of them. Because I think it was like a 9-piece set.
Yep. Then you got a couple
And-
boxes.
Yeah. So she's gonna have everybody take one, and she'll be like, this way, whenever we're trying to meet up with someone or trying to identify which one of us it is, just ask about the figurine.
My only concern is, as I turn to Jacob, doesn't the spell end? So shouldn't we all be at the same place when the spell ends so we can get it reapplied?
Yes,
It'll last for 8 hours.
it goes away
Yeah, but
after
if
8
we'll-
hours.
Yeah, so if we all
So-
sleep in different locations, we're all gonna wake up as
That's
different
true.
people. We need one big room.
Either one big room.
Probably
with-
towards the center of the city.
I mean, another thing is we could just camp out here.
No, that'll be
Oh,
too suspicious if
that's
any of the
cool.
guards see.
I agree.
We can pick a
not
part where
the
they can't
same.
see you.
Spend the.
I mean, if we walk back in,
Plus, if they're keeping a log of who goes in and out, they're gonna notice the same people going in and out every day.
Well, tell them we're home.
And we've only got a week before,
Oh, you guys die.
yeah, our souls get stolen. So,
Yikes. Oh,
well, not
it's fucked
stolen.
up here.
So it sounds like the answer is a tavern towards the middle of the city.
Or an abandoned building.
yeah, I mean, either will work.
Let's be squatters.
Would there be any abandoned buildings?
You don't know. You haven't been
I
here
don't
for
think there would
years.
be.
Well, let's ask around.
Split up. Let's see if any houses are for sale.
Let's split
Let's
up,
get
gang.
inside first.
Yeah.
And Diana will be making her way towards the entrance. And with her tail tucked against her legs.
Jacob will walk behind,
Because she's terrified.
making sure that the small tail that he now has apparated behind himself, that is a part of being a bear,
Mhm.
is in its correct place and not awkward for him.
Okay.
Nice.
I doubt you would even see a bear tail underneath clothing and armor because of how stubby it is.
I'll cast, it lasts 8 hours, so yeah, I'll cast aid on myself.
Okay.
2 other people.
I feel like none of us know what the fuck we're doing right now for some reason.
So
I don't know who else really needs it. I mean, myself, who are the fighters of the dumb? I'll give it to myself, Antonio, and
Technically a fighter, but
yeah, I'll give it to you. You haven't had a feel of the aid.
what do I get?
So max hit points go up by 5. And your
Say that
current
again.
hit points, your max goes up by 5.
Max goes up by 5. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm at 100.
Oh yeah, I would like to give a reminder that we all agreed to let me do all the talking first.
These are just temporary hit points.
No, they're permanent for 8 hours.
Huh? Oh, okay.
it'd be nice.
I'll leave it in the temp slot just because.
Just remember, if you get hit, you can heal it back.
Sweet.
Okay. So, Diana's walking towards the gate that you guys can see in the wall. What are the rest of you doing?
I mean, Jacob was already following behind.
Okay.
Yeah,
Everyone else?
Eurydice's been following behind.
Yeah, I'd follow behind.
I'm pretty
I'd
sure
probably get
everyone's
off my
just following
horse
me.
since now that I have a tail, I don't know how tails work.
I'd like to find the closest alehouse.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask some people around and ask.
Okay.
Are we actually
well,
in the city?
not just yet.
Yeah, we're not even in the city, so
I know when we get into
When we get
the
in.
city, I'd
Yep.
like to ask people
Okay.
For an outhouse?
Ale house.
for a
Oh, I heard
Ale
outhouse.
house.
I was like, if you have to go to
We
the
are
bathroom,
outside. We're
just
outside
go
the
now.
house.
Yeah,
All right.
we kind of knew that.
I would like to focus on shelter before we focus on alcohol. Because I don't
I'm
know
not
who we
going
could talk to or
drink.
trust.
The best place to find information.
I stand by finding somewhere for us to stay first. Because if we get caught in anywhere that we try to get information, we need somewhere to go.
I'm just recommending ideas
Warehouse.
rather than all of us skulking into one building and then people going, what the fuck are these people doing?
You
No,
realize
that's kinda
shift
true. There
your
is a
travel
lot
in
of us.
packs, right?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they travel in
We-
large caravans or tribes.
We are a
Various
very
types.
strange pack.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think that one through. I don't know if, I mean, from Jacob's understanding, all of Oak's tribe weren't all practically the same shifter.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. There was definitely a mix of different
Okay.
flavors, if you will, of shifters in Oak's tribe. Now, as you walk up to the gate, you notice that the gate itself is closed. Two large wood and iron banded doors are sealed shut. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Demon Gun. Appreciate it. Wow, 10 months. Awesome. So, these two large gate doors are closed, and you do not see anyone standing outside the gate. But when you look around, especially at Eurydice's, you would notice it right off the bat with your high perception, that there do seem to be some guards walking along the walls at the top, and a couple right near the gate that are looking down and see you approach. One of them yells down, "Hey, what do you want?"
Eurydice will just kind of like tap Diana's shoulder, be like, just point up to them.
Does Diana see him?
Yes, especially once Eurydice points them out, it's like, oh, yeah, there's people up there.
We were hoping to come stay in the kingdom for some time. We've heard about it through our travels and we wanted to see it for ourselves. It's not often that you actually hear about a kingdom of your own race.
Fair enough. Hey. Yeah, go check them out. And you hear some additional movement, you know, someone maybe coming down some steps or a ladder or something. And then there's a big and the doors, one of them begins to open, and it stops at about just a few degrees from where it was, enough for like one person to kind of walk through the opening between the two doors. And out comes what looks like a fairly large male who is covered in kind of a patchwork of armor. Some of it looks to be leather, but then with like some chain over some places, and in a couple places, steel plates protrude. And he clearly has the features of a wolf. He approaches puppy. He approaches and looks at you, Diana, since you did the talking, and so therefore you probably out front. Says, where do you come from?
Across the water, all the way from the southern areas.
Really? Whereabouts?
What was the name of the forest that Oak's tribe was in?
Now you're gonna make me look that up.
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Damn you. Asking questions. How dare you?
No, I just remember things. I just don't know
yes.
how to say things.
That's fair too.
Do you remember how to type it out?
No. That requires me to know how to spell it, and if I knew how to spell it, I could sound it out.
Alright. Hold on.
I know that's probably not the exact spelling of it. But it's also not the thing that the forest name.
That's like spot on how it's spelled.
Where'd you put it?
No, I didn't put the forest name.
No, where... You said that's how you spell it.
Bennett's Bridge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bennett's Bridge is not the forest itself, but... Alright. Yeah, there's the one I
From
want to
the
look
old
at.
bridge town.
Yeah, there's the one I want to look at. Now I just need to zoom in. Come on, you. Zoom. Ah, dang it. It's being a pain in the butt. Zoom in. And let's see. There's Bennett's Bridge. And...
Because it was so early on
Yeah,
that we came
that
across
was-
that forest.
yeah. I cannot remember it off at the top of my head, and I did not label it on the world map.
So
So-
we'll just say XYZ.
Yeah, just I'll look that up later and see if I can
Okay.
find where I've got those notes on
Yeah,
what
she
the name
will
of it is.
actually list that forest specifically because she already knows there has been
A shift-
obvious
Yeah.
proof of shifters being down that way.
Okay. So, you mentioned that, and he kind of stares at you for a little
She's
bit.
technically not lying.
Yeah. Well, he kind of stares at you for just a little bit. His eyes squint. You see his nostrils flare a little bit. You know, as a shifter, and I would say the majority of you who've been around Diana and or other shifters, you'd know that not only is, as he's squinting, he's thinking about things, he is testing the air. He is smelling you, trying to see what he gets off of you.
Yeah, she's technically not lying at all. And so...
And after a moment, he just kind of sits, kind of leans back a little bit. His posture seems a little bit more relaxed. And he says, "Fine. You can come in, but peace bond your weapons. We don't
Right,
like...
that seems fair.
We don't like people we don't know walking around with." And he kind of looks over at, Rogar with, this big longsword on his hip, and Eurydice with, like, sharp objects probably protruding off of every available arm and hip and...
But no, Diana, she will nod and go, that's entirely fair. We heard this was a peaceful kingdom, so it only makes sense that we don't actually need our weapons anyway.
Yeah, I'll send my sword to the Shadow Realm.
Okay.
Damn, my sword's so helpful.
But yeah, he's like, all right, good. And he looks up to the top of the wall to the one who talked first to you guys, and just kind of
So,
gives
quick
a
question,
signal
would
real
he-
quick.
Would he be, like, assisting us in peace bonding everything to make sure it's done?
Oh no, he's not gonna peace bond them for you. He's not gonna put his hands on them. He wants
Okay, 'cause
you to peace bond him, but afterwards
it.
he will inspect.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
I
I
know
don't
the
know
peace
what you
bond
need to do to
stuff.
peace bond.
Yeah, Rogar has knowledge. I've been in the military.
Yeah.
And I have a whole bunch of white cloth, you guys.
Yep, there you go. Okay, so You guys take a
When we
few
have
minutes.
to peace bond at conventions, they make us use zip ties, and I'm pretty sure those don't
that's
exist.
exactly
Yeah,
it.
yeah. They don't have zip ties here.
You're supposed to use like white cloth or
Yeah.
some bullshit.
So they like take everything from us.
No, they don't take
they don't
any.
take it.
They're not taking anything.
Okay.
They're basically like peace bonding. For those who don't know, peace bonding. A good example of that is you've got your sword in its scabbard, and you're basically taking like a white cloth, and you are tying it such that you're tying the hilt of the weapon and the cross arms of the sword and everything, wrapping around those and then around the scabbard, such that you
So you
can't.
can't draw it.
Yeah,
You can draw.
you can draw it, but
Sumo.
it's clumsy. It takes a lot more time. You have to
So
kind of
in
fight
the case
against
of
it.
my hammer.
You'd probably
I
have
just
to
cover it
like
with a cloth.
no, you probably have to actually like tie it to like your hip with the cloth, or on your back or something like that.
I was just gonna ask if I could convince them my hammer is just meant for building. It's not a weapon.
It's not with how it looks.
I know.
Not that one.
It's
Not
just a
that one.
beautiful craftsman's hammer.
Yes.
As they get everything peace
exquisite.
bonded and being let through to have it inspected, Diana's actually going to talk to that guard again and go, would you actually have any recommendations for spots or areas for us to stay in, given that we're a large group?
Well, to be honest, many of the inns don't get used anymore. Perhaps one of the taverns. I mean, the rooms exist. They don't get really used, so I haven't really seen anyone, do anything like, stay in an inn. I haven't stayed in one in a long time. There's no need.
Simply
you
because of
can-
the
you can-
seclusion?
Well, we don't get too many people up this way. Not in the last 20 or so years. But,
It's a shame to hear. We've always heard stories of this being a beautiful area.
it is. Just not too many people come this way anymore. Policy, Anyway,
Would
you want, if you want to try, again, can't vouch for the rooms, but you could always check with the salted fish. They have good drink, good food. Rooms might be okay. If there
I
any...
hate to prod you for more questions, but we don't want any problems while we're here. Is there any chance you could run possible rules or policies, as you phrased it, so we don't get in trouble?
Pretty simple. Don't do anything stupid. You attack someone? That's stupid.
Eurydice just starts uncontrollably like she's trying to stop herself, but she's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
She like it's like involuntary. She's not trying to do this. She's not trying to be annoying.
So, hold on. And he doesn't seem to notice.
That's good.
And he continues on. He says, well, like I said, don't do anything stupid. Attacking our citizens? Very stupid. Taking what doesn't belong to you? Also very stupid. Defying the queen? Let's just say that doesn't happen very often.
The queen? I
And
thought it was the
Do
kingdom.
do not forget to pay your taxes.
Oh man.
Taxes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Hate taxes.
Jacob just kind of takes a step backwards for a moment.
Is there a tax to enter the kingdom?
Of course.
Of course there is.
That will be 10%
Of how much?
of what you've got.
What?
Whoa!
Excuse me?
Everything you
Going
have.
to do a persuasion roll,
Okay. Go ahead. Roll persuasion.
and do you want to hear what I'm going to say first?
Absolutely, you do.
Okay.
10% of what
She's
I
going to
got.
look at the guard, and she's being honest as she says this, so
Mhm.
there's no deception in it. All tales and stories we've heard from everyone else never told or prepared us for any form of entry tax, simply because we were told that the kingdom had no need or reason for it. So I do have to apologize when I say, I will give you what I can for us, but we don't have much coin.
It's not my rule. It's Queen's law. If I don't collect it, then it's gonna come out of my hide.
I understand. All I'm asking is
You're gonna
we
see
can give you what we can of it. And Diana, because I do have to roll the persuasion. And what were you gonna say, Eurydice?
Eurydice has put her hand on Diana's shoulder, and she's like gripping it, and she's like, you can tell she's ready to just.
Trust me, because I have a
On the
plus
sky.
12 to my persuasion.
Well, no, like she is ready to like go fucking feral because she knows that this isn't right for Diana's kingdom.
Oh, I'm trying. I got a 16 plus 12.
Okay.
You can also.
So I got a.
You
She's
see,
holding herself back from
You
saying
s-
anything.
you see his expression softens a little bit, but he looks at you and says, "Look, I would love to help. I don't like doing this, but this is Queen's law."
Oh, can I do an insight check to see if he is an actual loyal guard? Or if
Go
he
ahead.
is someone that her mother would have hired?
Can I do that too?
All the
And you-
while they're doing that,
I take care of what?
sleight of hand check to make Jacob's bag of gold.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
22.
stand in front of Jacob.
Okay.
Give him advantage.
Actually, not
Yep.
gold, platinum.
Okay, so Rogar, because you're basically doing the help action, so yes, Jacob, you
Yeah.
can have advantage on that.
Okay, so it's sleight of hand check, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. That is something I need to make sure I get proficient in some way, shape, or form soon.
Wait. What?
18 plus 10.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay.
I was like, I'll do it for you. I'm proficient.
So I got a 28.
Okay. And Eurydice?
22.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay. So. And.
And we have the same plus. That's
Okay.
crazy.
Sleight of hand check to slide all my money into my boot.
All right.
And only pull out $100.
So
I'm fine with paying the tax.
in the middle of this discussion, the first thing that happens is Eurydice and Diana, you both get the impression off of this guy that he's just doing his job. He doesn't agree with what he's
Oh,
got to
yeah,
do
that's
sometimes, but he's got a family to support. Obviously, I mean, I got to take care of my, my own. So I gotta do what I've been charged with. This is my duty. This is the law. And he's just kind of passive and does what he's told. At the same time, as you guys kind of pick up on that, he actually kind of leans a little bit to his right, peering around Rogar as he sees some movement behind him, from Jacob. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing over there?
Eurydice will distract him, and she'll take out her coin pouch. She'll take out half of her gold, which is 499. And she'll
Oh,
be like,
damn,
here,
it's 10%.
just there you go, take it.
Okay. So you're trying to distract him, so you're
Yes.
basically trying to persuade him away
Yes.
from what he's doing. Go ahead and roll
Yes.
persuasion.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh no.
I'm busy helping.
And
There you
at
go.
the same time, to assist her, at the same time to assist Eurydice, she's going to ask the guard, have you ever actually been outside of the kingdom? Like, have you traveled
Yep.
outside of the kingdom?
Hold
At
on
the
one
same
second.
time, to assist her and help her.
Do I get an advantage for that?
Yes. Yes, I'll allow that.
8.
Oh,
Jesus
no.
Christ.
I'm sorry, I rolled
Okay.
bad. My dice are stupid.
That's fair.
That happens.
I can't even
So,
get an
I
8.
have a question for you. Let's see. No, you do not have any right now. Okay. So you do not have any advantages in the queue right now, Ulysses.
Okay.
So
Nope.
you,
Oh, card,
I don't have enough
Are you
points.
trying to roll?
My
Bye.
Check or
I will lie
saving throw?
for you, my brother. If he notices, I'll wing something.
What are you rolling again? It was a saving throw, ability check.
You had to do something sneaky.
Yeah, he was doing something sneaky.
relatively sneaky.
I don't think my warden.
In the gate, and you're already trying to get us caught.
Yes, I'm absolutely trying to get us caught.
He's trying to make some money. I mean,
ooh, nice,
Thank you,
Easy.
Anonymous.
nice.
Oh
That-
wow!
Five-
Look at that.
5 tier 1 subs. Gifted, outstanding. Thank you, whoever you are. That's awesome. All right. Of course, we're gonna get that noise a few more times, but so as you take that money, he sees the money, but he's also trying to focus in on what's happening behind Rogar. And he actually then kind of starts stepping around Rogar so he can get a clearer view of you, Jacob, and get closer.
All right.
Can I trigger morning sickness?
Can you trigger more? How are you going?
Finger in your fucking
mean-
mouth.
Tim, how are you going to trigger?
I'm too close to you.
No. I want to think of the most disgusting thing I have smelled or tasted during my pregnancy that just made me immediately upchuck and throw up, like when they were doing all the fishing.
Hey
Okay.
Diana, what's my boot smell like?
Oh.
Uh-oh. Have fun.
All right.
No, the moment he goes to take
I
a
am-
step, she's gonna think about it and try to puke.
Okay. I am going to say you are going to need to make a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because even though you're focusing on something really, really disgusting and you might be prone to it, trying to will up being sick at any specific time, that can be pretty hard. So
Okay.
I can do it.
Does Rogar have his thingy active?
it's always active.
Yeah, it's always
It's a-
So I
active.
still get that plus
consonant.
5?
Yep.
Okay. And at disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay. So it's plus 9 at disadvantage.
Or she's doing that, I'd be like, oh, my friend's counting coins. She's
got
just
a 19.
timid.
Okay. What was that?
A
Then-
19.
Oh.
19?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a... Well, where are you standing?
In front of him, in front of the guard.
So you're trying to stand
So
in
like
front
right
of
as he's
him.
about to sidestep away from me, I'm going to, when I go to try and
Hmm.
upchuck, it's the direction he's going to step, so it would be like right on his feet.
Okay. All right. So
Can you really see dexterity check to see if she's out of the splash zone?
sure, I'll allow that. Go ahead and make just a straight dexterity. Actually,
You
make an
want-
acrobatics. Hold on. Make an acrobatics check there.
Acrobatics.
Yep.
No, that's still the same, but same thing.
I was actually going to ask, can I cast magical tinkering and emit a foul odor in that area?
23.
A 23 Eurydices?
Yes.
Okay. Sure, Rasmuth, you can do that as well. Are you going to just do this out in the open?
It's my hands just going to be to my side. It's
But
not
does
very
it
obvious.
does it
It's not a very
require
obvious thing.
does it require somatic components? That means
I'm
moving
just
your
gonna,
hands.
I'm just gonna try and pick up a rock.
No. What
on the
he's
ground.
asking is, hang on. That's not what he's asking.
Yeah. It-
Let me check, because he won't know what he's looking for.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that you have to say
It
it out
looks-
loud or anything.
Well, it'll say VSM.
It's not a spell. It's his.
Oh, it's an
Yeah,
ability.
it's an artificial
Tinkering.
thing.
Ah, okay. There we go.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, technically Minor Conjuration also doesn't have anything with that either.
So you don't have any components to minor conjuration.
Minor Conjuration takes an action.
Right.
And
But
it
it-
just says...
Is it an
you
ability or a spell?
It's one of the abilities as a
Okay.
Conjuration Wizard.
Okay. Then
You cannot use magical tinkering.
No?
You can't do it. You have to be
think you can do
using
tools.
artisans or thieves' tools.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be actively using tools to do it, so you can't use it.
Wrong name.
It'll be a
Doesn't say
little
that on
longer.
this.
well, this is
I can
oh,
click on it. I'm just a dummy.
thank you for the follow, Diego Costa, 180. Appreciate it.
Well, then never mind. I'm just
Alright.
gonna keep hiding my coins in my boot.
Okay. This is what I'm gonna say happens,
Okay.
because it's just fucking fun.
That's fine.
So, he still noticed you tinkering around, doing something. And as you get up there, Rogar's trying to go, oh, my friend's just, counting out the coins. And Eurydice was like, here's my coins. And Diane is like, trying to distract him over here. And then he starts stepping around Rogar, stepping up towards Jacob. And all of a sudden, Diana kind of moves out around really quickly, almost steps in front of him, and then just pukes right down, almost on top of his shoes. Right in front of him, just as his foot's about to land there, and he just kind of stops. Eurydice, who was kind of approaching from the other side, just sees this wave of nastiness coming out of Diana's mouth and hops back really quick as it strikes the snow and just kind of splashes out, just missing her.
And Diana's gonna, as she's trying to catch her breath, she'll hold her hand up to him and slightly stand back up. She's like, I'm sorry. It's the pregnancy. The morning sickness. And she's just gonna kind of leave it as that, because she's trying to catch her breath from just forcing herself to upcheck.
Okay.
And Eurydice will go over to help, to help Diana and make sure she's actually okay, while also stealthily putting her coins back into her pocket.
Look at what we're doing. We're awful people. So, with the conjuration, Jacob has just made
Do I need to make
a...
a sleight of hand check with that?
It's my call, not yours.
I was like, I don't know why you need to do it in the first place.
So, okay, what are you trying to do there, Eurydice?
Well, I'm going to help Diana, but I'm also putting the coins that I had just offered back into my bag or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna say any check on that.
Yeah, Rogar would willingly hand over his 919 gold.
Okay.
He's like, we're gonna conquer this place in a week. I'm gonna get my money back.
So Jacob with this new, just kind of handful, because he's not using it to where it is all of the 10 pounds that it would create,
Mhm.
which would be 500 gold. And I don't remember how much platinum weighs,
Yes.
but
I don't know. I think it's
just
lighter.
To make it balanced, if it's lighter, plenty more platinum pieces can be made in 10 pounds.
Oh,
But we'll deal with
hold
that
on.
later.
on.
But he's only gonna make a handful that he can like hold relatively well of platinum pieces,
Oh.
and he's going to take.
Never mind. That was dumb of me. Platinum is a third again heavier than gold.
I figured as much. It would be something like that.
Something where it said it was half the weight, or half the weight heavier.
But he pulls out one of his like empty bags that he has from his component pouch, because he has emptied plenty of his components before, and looking at the guard, and just puts the platinum pieces that he conjured into the bag, and was like, I'm just, making it easier for you.
He looks down at the mess in the snow. He looks up at you and the bag. He takes the bag from your hands. He opens it up and looks at it. His eyes go wide. He's like, this is only 10%? You can't have that
When he
much.
says that, yeah, Diana's gonna look at him and go, do you know how selfish and expensive humans are?
Not really.
Their kingdoms are leeches when it comes to what they want you to buy and what you want to pay.
Eurydice nods behind her. Like Eurydice is gonna be Diana's hype man throughout all of this.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
accentuate everything she says.
He looks at you and says, if you really all this 10%?
Well,
He takes it and he's just holding on to it and he's kind of holding it at his side now, like like okay. if you say this is 10%, I'm gonna believe you. I never saw someone with that kind of money before, but okay.
Yep. And crazy how much money that is, huh?
Yeah, you're willing to part with it. All right.
Yeah.
So
And Diana will give a bag, because she's assuming it's 10% each. About how much would you say was in that pouch you just gave him?
A lot.
Pieces-wise.
Pieces-wise, he made enough to like basically be a handful in his hand of platinum. So, DM, how many pounds would you say?
are you making it as coins?
Yes, he is making it as coins. About how many coins do you think Jacob would have created to be a handful for himself in platinum?
Just a handful.
Yes,
A
just a single
handful.
handful.
Handful. Maybe 30 coins.
Okay.
Diana's going to put 60 pieces in a pouch of her own and hand it to him, because it'll look like a little more, but to her that would be what she considers her 10%. So that way when Jacob's disappears, the correct amount is still there, so it doesn't fall back onto the guard.
Okay. All right. And then Rogar, you said you handed over 919.
Yeah. I just want to see how much that weighs.
It's pretty heavy. 919 gold coins. That's
18
pretty heavy.
pounds? Wow.
That's pretty heavy, dude.
Damn.
Yeah,
Not bad.
it's
For a
probably
sack
shocking how much we all have
For a
right
sack
now.
of coins, that's heavy.
I look at Jacob's, my back's bigger.
But I mean, he's
everybody's
looking he's looking at all these coins and stuff that you guys are handing over, platinum, gold, and he just can't believe that. I mean, basically, what Jacob handed him the equivalent of was like 300 gold, which means if that's 10%, he's carrying like 3,000. Rogar just handed him 919.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is clearly, he's kind of a little bit off-put by what's going on here because he's just never seen this.
After he has all that amount, she's like, "Is that enough?"
I can't imagine it wouldn't be. I can't believe this is only 10%. But
Lee would like come up and he's just like, and he hands like 2 quarters over to him.
yeah, okay.
2 silver.
They're basically a couple silver.
That elf guard who carries the money.
Yeah.
Equivalent of quarters here.
Yeah.
Like, just because
Just 2
I
silver
just
pieces.
imagine them just living off of like, I don't know.
Yeah, so
I just think it's funny if
Bushes.
they don't have money.
he's
Diana
yeah, go ahead.
is going to tell the guard, you said the salted fish for a tavern.
Yeah.
Whenever you're free from your patrol, if you would like to meet us there, I could tell you stories about the other areas and the other countries. Since it seems you haven't been out before.
I suppose. I guess I'll.
And perhaps we can
stop
start up
by.
that food and drink again.
Okay. That actually sounds pretty nice. And he just kind of scans over the group again, just looking at how you're peace bonded on your weapons. He
Yeah,
doesn't
Jacob's
seem.
dagger is tied.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be very thorough with it. He's just kind of glancing at them.
Rogar takes offense.
Diana, as after it's done and they're leaving, she'll turn to him, kind of walking backwards in a little bit in a way. She's like, "And if you want to bring any like-minded friends, you're welcome to. I'm sure everybody could use what seems like a boost in spirit as an offer. So that way, if he has any other people who are like-minded in the sense of not
Yeah.
liking the policies."
Yeah. Oh, excuse me.
Jacob, passing by, is going to stop to the guard and reach into his other pouch of his actual money, and is going to hand the person 50 gold. This is for your personal troubles, just in case.
But I can't accept this.
It's kind of like nudge him with her elbow. She's like, "Yes, you can."
Are you trying to get him to accept it?
I mean, Jacob is not going to put it back away.
Okay. Roll persuasion.
Am I rolling or is he rolling?
He's rolling with advantage because you're kind of.
Oh boy!
Oh yes, Jacob, roll persuasion. This is beautiful.
Natural 20 for a 19.
Nice.
That's
He-
20 for a 19 because you have -1.
Yes,
He-
but I got a natural 20.
He looks at the 50. He looks at you. One condition.
All right.
If I come by the salty fish, I get to buy the round.
Okay.
You get to buy
Fine.
the first round.
I'd say that's fair.
He kind of hangs the pouch, kind of loops it into his belt, and he sticks out his hand to you, Jacob.
Oh boy. Luckily, Jacob didn't change his hand when it came to that because he knew there probably be some type of complicated circumstances. So he reaches out and grabs onto the hand as well.
Okay. So he shakes your hand, and he's got a strong grip. It doesn't look like he's trying to hurt you. I mean, you don't get that impression, but it's firm.
Instinctual grip.
And he says, Tamir, I'll see you later.
Jacob will just nod and just kind of start walking with Diana.
Do I recognize that?
What he said?
Yeah.
Give me an intelligence check.
Motherfucker, okay.
You know what I know? It's language.
Do I know its language is a better question?
Give me an intelligence check, Jacob.
Sure, I can do that.
Oh, I got a dirty 20.
Wow, that's a really low roll. 14.
Okay. You get the impression he was telling you his name.
Ah, Tamir. Good to know. No, Ymir.
Ymir.
You no.
God.
No, we will head to the salted fish.
Okay. Is that everyone
Eat some fish and
gonna go there?
chips.
Yeah. Everyone want to go there? So
Yeah.
you guys make your way. Tamir gave you some directions on how to get there before you left, and you make your way through some of the streets, actually kind of winding a little bit, and you feel, especially Rasmuth, you get the sense that we're definitely going up the incline a little bit. We're winding, we're going down this way, kind of to the right to the gate is where we started, and then we kind of cut back, and it's like we went up kind of, a few feet, and then on the next street, and then went back towards the left, and you did that a little bit, and you eventually find yourselves, as you're walking through, all the buildings look very similar in their general construction. They are mostly stone. Okay, there seems to be some, wood support beams here and there, like going across, and then the roofs themselves are typically peaked and made of some kind of wood. You assume probably from like the local, like the fir trees or the pine trees or something along those lines that is probably used. But the walls and everything seem to be very solid stone. And most of them look to be about the same general size and shape. A few are larger. As you're coming down this street, up ahead on your right, on kind of the little more elevated side of the street, you see a couple of the buildings, which are larger, all still with about the same amount of shape and basic construction. One of them is the one that was described to you as being the salty fish. And you go over towards this building, and you clearly see on the side of it, in the stone, etched next to the door, is the words, the salty fish. Okay. As you guys enter, open up the door, walk in, and it is pleasantly warm in here. I mean, it's very nice. This is a huge difference from what you've been dealing with for the past few days. As you see a fire blazing in a fireplace against one wall, you see a fairly large open dining area with many tables. Not many people in here. A bar off to one side. What looks to be a stairwell towards the back that goes up into another part of the building. And a few, people walking around. One looks very cat-like in appearance. You're not sure exactly which. Maybe it's a tiger, kind of coloration to it. Not quite sure. Another, seems to be more ape-like. And that one happens to be standing behind the bar. Other than that, there's really not much else in here.
Diana will go up to talk to the person behind the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll when she gets to the bar, she'll turn, pause, count how many people there are in their group, and then turn back to the barkeep. She's like, "Would you happen to have enough rooms for all of us?"
One big room. One big room.
Are you saying that out loud, Rogar?
No.
Okay.
That's just me.
No, I feel like Rogar would whisper that so Diana could hear him. And she's just like, preferably one large one if you can.
I mean, if it's got such, I like my privacy. Cuddle pit, yeah.
Cuddle pit, nice. Cuddle pit. He looks at you, Diana, and he goes, "Ugh." And he starts counting, looking at all of you in this group, which 9, 10, 15 people. He's looking and he's like, no. Not
One large
not
room, or not enough rooms?
Not enough individual rooms, that's for sure. I mean, really haven't. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're the first people asking for rooms here in like 4 years. I haven't really. We haven't really kept.
You guys
We haven't.
hear is just Diana take a very slow, very deep breath, and then slowly let it out.
Oh wait.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, we haven't really kept the rooms up because no one wants them.
I'm not worried if any of the rooms are dirty or dusty.
Well, I mean,
If you saw
I can't,
the mountains we just had to come through.
I can't really, in good conscience, put a guest in a room that's all messed up.
And
I mean,
Diana,
I could maybe
she'll
fit
shake her
like,
head.
I could maybe fit like
She'll shake her
5
head and
of
start
you?
to wave her hands a little bit to try and get him to be like, no, it's okay. She's like, really, if we need to, we can tidy them up ourselves or make do with it. It's okay, honestly. You don't need to worry about it.
I'm not cleaning.
and and he says no. It just he goes through and he counts your group again. He says, I could maybe get. It's gonna be cramped, but I could maybe fit 5 of you to a room and get you in that way. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, I can make it work for you. I mean, I'd love to have the business, but
Yeah, and the guards. You said the guard's name was Irum.
no, Tamir.
Tamir.
Mhm.
She's like, honestly, we would like to. Tamir, he's the one that let us in and suggested this place to us. The guard down at the front.
Yeah, I know Tamir. he and LJ, they're like a couple of the only people that ever seem to come in here, but they're here like almost every day for dinner. I mean, what
Well,
can
that's
I
good,
what can I say?
because-
They like my cooking, and he seems to blush a little bit when he says that. But then he says, but seriously, if you're gonna stay here, please have a seat. If you can afford to wait a bit, have a seat. Let me get you some food. And let me see if I can get the rooms cleaned up.
At least let me help you then. So, and you can
No,
tell me more about the kingdom.
You're a guest. Please, I
Then
insist.
at least let me hover while you do it, so you can tell me about the kingdom.
You're not gonna
He's
win.
pregnant. Yeah.
It's impossible to win anything, buddy.
He looks at you as you say that, and he looks at you, Rogar, and he's like, fine. And he kind of has a smile on his face. He says, very well. Please, all of you, sit. Vera! Get your butt out here! And scuttling out from the back, you see another fairly ape-like looking shifter, just very apish features. And she comes out, and she's like, yes? He's like, I'm gonna cook these fine guests of ours who are staying in the rooms some food. Could you take care of those rooms? And she's like, really? Yes! He's like, fine, whatever, Dad. And she starts storming off. She starts storming off and goes up the stairs, and you hear some like, I hate you, but clean up these dirty pieces. Ah! And just she's kind of going off a little bit. And
Eurydice
Teenagers.
yeah.
Eurydice will sneakily go up there and help her.
Okay. You have no.
For a good cause.
Yeah.
So since the other guy was like, no, we don't know, like he was like insisting that they didn't need help, she will actively stealth up there.
Okay. Yeah, you.
When she realizes
You have no
Eurydice
problem.
is gone, she's gonna be so proud of her.
Yeah, it was a 29 I rolled just for fun.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
You
Diana
have no
will
problem.
Actively.
Oh wait, hold on, I get advantage now because of the key.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Might as well see.
No, the 29 was good.
Okay. But yeah, you have no problem. No, literally nobody notices you.
I'm gone.
You're just out.
I have been Thanos snapped
Yes.
Diana will turn to the group and she'll be like, you guys sit down, get your bearings, figure out where you want to go next. I'm going to go with Mr. And she's going to slowly turn to the barkeep because she's like, I did not get your name.
Oh, Reggie.
I'm going to go hover over Reggie's shoulder and pester him with questions.
Okay.
You guys plan what we're gonna do next while we're here. And she's making it almost sound like, you know, we came here to travel and to see the city. You guys make a game plan for like what we want to go do and stuff. When in reality, she knows for a fact they understand the figure out what groups are going where to do which things that we need to do. Because Eurydice is distracting the daughter and Diana's distracting the owner.
Okay.
To find out where the boundaries are for people, like what areas are we allowed to be in, what areas are we not allowed
Oh
to be
my
in.
gosh. Anonymous.
Oh, tier
Damn.
2.
Holy crap. Holy. 3 tier 2s.
Nice.
Whoever this is, please
Shit.
stop being anonymous. Tell us who you are.
Calm down, friend.
Stop rolling that stealth checks.
Yeah.
As
I mean,
people
I'm not
in
complaining, but
Yeah, I know. It's like
as as people are moving away, Jacob will kind of do one of those spin the chairs around kind of thing, and then just realize
Okay.
that's not his thing and spin it back around and sit down normally.
Okay.
I was like, don't be a cool kid.
And about how long would you say it's been since we talked to that guard?
It took you only about maybe half an hour, 40 minutes to make your
Okay.
way through the city to the Salty Fish.
Alright, in which case Jacob will actually just pull out one of his parchment of papers,
Okay.
a few pieces of his papers, and just kind of litter them out onto the table.
Mm-hmm.
And from his memory of how they've walked and where they've walked so far to get to this place, he is going to make the road map
Okay.
from the entrance of the place out there because
Okay.
keep in mind,
All right. Yep. So you're starting to try to map out the city, at least what you've seen and where you've been so far.
until they figure out how one of Jacob will then like kind of usher the others who are still around over and just, so I know I'm doing this now, but in the future we should send at least a group out to get a map of the city if it's possible.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was gonna ask the barkeep.
Rogar will, I guess, turn to the party and be like, I will, I'm quite sure there's some temples around here. I will, go, investigate the temples.
Okay.
Don't go alone. Take someone with you.
Well, you're not here, so. That's
I
a
wasn't
down-
sure if like we've walked away yet or not, or
Well, because Jacob said he started drawing maps, so I assumed.
Yeah,
How
Jacob would
is
not do
that
that
fast?
until people were out of the room. And
Yeah.
people were leaving.
Yeah, I'll tell because Diana said that there's a lot of Saline temple. Well, there would be it's predominantly that. So yeah, I'll tell them I'll look for a church in Saline. You can find me at one of them. This is a moderately big place. I'm sure they have more than one church.
Jacob will just kind of look over to Antonio and just kind of gesture.
Oh yes, Antonio, you want to learn about another religion?
Well, just at least having a single person with you, so
I mean,
if I need to contact one and one doesn't answer, I can always contact the other.
I was gonna leave Aldor here with you.
Oh no.
Yeah, since I have a mile radius versus the 100 feet, I can just link to him and let him know to link to you.
That's fair. I mean, I have an
And plus-
indefinite radius minus dimensions.
Yeah, and plus,
Yes, sir. What do you wish to tell the wizard?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet, my
Does
dear
Jacob
friend.
hear that as well?
Yes.
Oh, he opened up a three-way call.
Yes.
Oh, this is great.
I anticipated your needs, sir.
Yeah, wow, very good. But no, I do work better alone since I won't have to
Oh.
learn as many high-level spells. I can just cast invisibility on myself.
So I'll
I
be
should've
staying
given-
here, sir.
Yes.
Ah.
Guard Jacob with your life.
Can I get some hay, sir?
You don't need to eat your food. Here, have some apples.
Ah,
I don't have any, but someone will.
Oh.
Someone will have apples.
a bit
Just
rude.
the horse being like, may I have some hay? Just being very hopeful, and then just say, you have an apple. I don't actually have an apple. And
See, and Jacob will
Yeah.
just
Aw.
think
Oh.
in his mind to the horse.
Actually, really
You see,
sad.
the issue is that there isn't hay in mountains.
Ah,
It can be important.
the apple?
It'll take a little bit of time.
Probably not in the mountains, but we will see when we go shopping.
Cracking.
Very well.
Apologies, Aldo.
It is fine.
I'm just. Rogar's just shaking his head. He's like, "This is a fucking celestial being, and you're asking for hay."
Yeah.
with the barkeep.
I like the mouthfeel.
I like the mouthfeel.
I mean, that's fair, I guess. I mean, Brim enjoys eating food, even though he doesn't really need to.
Oh, I didn't know this. Work on communication. Oh god.
All right.
But no, while Diana's hovering with Reggie, she's going to... It's going to be like simple questions at first, like, what's the kingdom like? How long has it been here? What are good things to do? And after she's been just like talking to him for about an hour, she's going to ask him, Reggie, if you don't mind, could I ask you something slightly more personal? If you don't mind, about the kingdom.
Personal about the kingdom? I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean. I
get
guess.
the feeling that I have to be careful with my questions based on the policies hinted at by...
Oh, you... who are you exactly? Where did you
We
come
came from across the water. We've heard stories of the kingdom and we wanted to see it for ourselves. But what we were told and what we've been seeing haven't exactly been adding up. And I was wondering if you could possibly tell me why.
And he kind of...
Only
His
if you feel comfortable enough to do so.
His expression seems to change almost as if he went from fairly open and friendly to what seems to you, with your high passive insight, and that that he is... He's not reserved and cautious that you can see, but it's like you can feel it. But the expression on his face is putting up... You're pretty sure it's a front, where it's like, well, if you
Like
wish
he
to...
wants to talk about it, but he's almost scared to.
Well, just hear what he says. He says, well, you obviously are referring to our wonderful society and Queen's law, which, of course, we should always follow. I have no complaints. None at all.
I do actively incite that, cause that phrasing. Like, I know I have a passive 20, but...
Yeah, no. Go ahead and roll.
To which I actually just got a nat 20. So I got a 30.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely know for sure that he's putting up some kind of false front. This is not his opinion. Yeah, you definitely get the sense of... What you are picking up is basically, I don't know you. I am not going to say anything except these party lines.
Diana picking up on that is... And I know I don't have as good a perception as Eurydice, but Diana's going to nod in understanding, and as she's doing so, she's gonna take a moment to see if there is anyone aside she and him within possible hearing range. Like if she could pick up on anyone, be it footsteps, breathing, heartbeats, anything.
Give me a perception check.
Oh, I got that 20.
Jesus,
So I
you
got a
and
26.
you and your die rolls.
I love these dice, man.
One of these days, they're gonna turn on you.
I know
And it's gonna be the
bite me in
worst.
the ass.
It's gonna be the worst possible time too. It's just how it is.
Alright,
Like when I
roll
got
your-
turned to ice.
Yeah.
It'd be like, oh, roll your second death saving throw.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Roll 1.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So
Oh, yeah.
you. So what was your total? A
Look at 'em.
26. You said.
Yeah, 26 in total.
Okay. As far as you can tell, nobody else is anywhere around.
Once she knows that they're alone, she's going to look at him and go,
It's Lee.
I heard stories of a, king. Is there any chance of meeting him?
The king's been dead for many, many years.
Were things happier back then? Because you didn't sound happy when you mentioned the queen.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for the follow, Kaya Cubby. He stops for a second. He starts looking around.
He's like, I've already checked. My hearing is much better than you would think.
I'm sorry. I know you're a guest. You seem very friendly, but I can't talk about this.
What about the daughter?
You mean the princess?
What?
She disappeared like 20 years ago. Not shortly before the king died. I think her being gone, I think that it broke his heart. He just wasn't the same after that. Then he passed away. Thank you. Oh, no.
Just shut up.
Diana is going to lean against the nearest surface because this is like the first time she's getting like actual confirmation that the king is like gone. And she's going to give a weak laugh and ask him, would you rather have the queen here, or would you rather have her here? The daughter, if you could choose between them.
I can't talk about this. I'm sorry. Again, I can't talk about this.
She's gonna
And
roll a
he
he
starts, before you can even say anything, he picks up what he had in his hands that he was working with, and he kind of turns and starts walking away.
I'm gonna do a persuasion roll.
Okay.
And she's going to make it seem like kind of a lighthearted, but he can tell the seriousness behind her question and what she's saying.
Well, you don't know
is-
what he can tell or not,
Yeah.
but
No,
what
like,
you're
she
trying
is
to do.
making it clear.
Yeah.
Like she is making it clear.
She's trying to make it clear. Again,
yeah.
what someone else interprets is completely beyond your control. So what are you saying?
I'm thinking of the phrasing.
Okay.
Its phrasing thought process has been brought to you by Critical Hit Gaming. All your dice bag, dice trays, and gaming mats, miniatures that you need. Critical Hit Gaming.
What's going on with Eurydice and the daughter?
I was going to be
Yeah,
moving on to you
let's look at
later.
that for a second.
All right, if you're still thinking about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Eurydice, you sneak up, follow the daughter upstairs, no problem, to where the rooms are, and she is kind of grumbling under her breath, and she goes into what looks to be a closet, swings the closet door open, and there's brooms and stuff like that in there, cleaning supplies. The hallway itself is dusty. There are cobwebs, from the rafters coming down. It's like no one has paid attention to this area in a long, long time. Even the closet with the cleaning supplies. When she opens that and pulls out one of the brooms, as she pulls it out, it's got a whole bunch of cobwebs that were sticking to it and the wall that, she kind of breaks it free from that.
And your eyes is just like, oof, that's not good.
And she looks
If
back
I
and she's
had-
like, "Who are you?"
I'm one of the people from downstairs. I
Oh.
thought I'd help.
Oh, help! What, really?
Yeah, explaining sucks.
You, no shit.
Share the misery, And it's a lot to do for one person.
Okay, but you better not tell my dad.
Oh yeah, no.
A guest cleaning up. A guest cleaning up. He would yell at me so hard if he saw that I let that happen.
Dude, we good.
All right.
I
So
know how to
she like tosses this cobweb covered broom at you then.
And Eurydice will try and catch it.
Okay. It's not hard. I mean, it's not like she's trying to impale you with it. It's just a toss.
Yeah.
You're
Somebody
definitely,
hurt you.
yeah, you're athletic
Eurydice
enough. You can easily catch it.
Expects like a harder throw, and she tries to catch it, but it just and then it just falls to the floor. She's like,
Okay.
My eye, it's already bad.
And then she's like, "All right, come on," and she grabs another broom out of that closet. And as she's walking down the hallway, she's using it to start knocking down cobwebs from up near the ceiling and clean
Eurydice
those
don't
out.
follow her lead.
And eventually she gets to a couple doors, one on either side of the hall, that she opens one of them up and looks in, and she kind of points inside, says, "This will be one of the ones that you're staying in."
Okay.
And excuse me. And when you look inside, it's a decent sized room, but cramming 5 people in there, it's gonna be kind of tight. I mean, you're not gonna be too comfortable, and there's only currently 2 beds in there. So, and she's like, "Well, I mean, first we gotta get rid of all this dust and stuff." So
Honestly,
she starts going to town on that.
Eurydice will help clean, but like to make conversation, Eurydice will be like, honestly, I want to leave one of the rooms at least somewhat dirty because there's some of my other friends are traveling with us, and I really just want to see them fight over 2 dirty beds because it'll be really funny.
Okay, but
I know
you have to say
probably-
you have to say, if my dad asks, you have to say that there were 5 beds in that room, but you took 3 out.
Got it.
Okay, because otherwise he'll yell at me for not putting them all in.
That's fine.
Okay. So, she goes, helps, you guys clean this room. It takes you a while. You finally get it. It's decent. And you go into the room across the hall, which is a smaller room, but has 2 beds in it. And she picks up one of the beds all by herself. I mean, it's not a huge bed,
Yeah.
but still, she picks one bed up all by herself. Pretty strong.
Eurydice will try
And she-
to do that.
What's your strength?
It is 12.
12. Yeah, it's too heavy for you to lift.
Just,
It's too heavy for you to lift. She picks it up.
Like I'm
She carries it into the room you cleaned. Okay. Sets it in there. She comes back in, sees you struggling with that one. She
I
grabs
moved
one
it
end
to
and
a
she's
bit.
like, get the other end.
okay.
And then together you take that one in there. And then you guys repeat this process for 2 other rooms that are decently sized, like the one you cleaned, and a couple other rooms that are smaller. You end up taking the beds and you make one room has 5, it's relatively clean. Another room has 5, it's relatively clean. And then one room, you gave it the once over. And you only had 2 beds in there.
Good. Good. The dumbasses get bare minimum.
All right.
While all this is going on, Eurydice will ask her, so how long have you and your family been here?
Been here ever since I was born. I mean, my dad doesn't really talk about it, much. It's just we live here.
Okay. Is the person in charge of this whole place, are they always really stingy with money? Because the toll to get in here.
She, as soon as you mention that, she's like, just clams up. Her eyes kind of go wide. She's like, you gotta be careful. Don't say that kind of stuff.
Duly noted. And Eurydice will kind of back down. Gosh, I don't know how to probe for information.
Oh, good. I did send you a message, by the way.
Okay,
You did?
I'll get to that in
I don't
just
know
a
if you
second.
saw it.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet. I'm trying to get the notes down. Well, while you're thinking, okay, Rogar, you said you were heading off to find like a temple, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Boy.
So you head out, you start walking,
Sniff the air
And-
for temple.
yeah, sniff the air. Any temples nearby?
I can feel their presence.
Yeah, yes. After walking around for about an hour. Oh, camera lighting.
Yeah.
Nice. Walking around for about an hour,
D&D Beyond.
you're seeing some different. You're seeing some different, some different, buildings. Again,
Mhm.
the architecture seems to be very similar no matter where you go. Same style, same materials. But here you're getting into some buildings that are larger, and you kind of realize you have been moving up. And so you're kind of going up the mountain some as time, as you move through.
Okay.
Some of these buildings are larger, and now you're starting to see a little bit of variation in the aesthetics, the design. Mostly, it seems like cosmetic changes, here and there, like there's a little bit more flair to things. But you also notice, in general, the buildings are just a little bit larger, and one of them stands out to you as you're coming up to it. It looks like, all right, this has got some kind of very high-pitched roof, and sitting at the peak of the roof is a symbol that you recognize as the symbol of Saloon.
Yeah, I would head in. I'm actually taking notes for once, you guys. Wow.
So you head in there, and as you open the doors, walk in. This is a very spacious building. Think of kind of an old medieval church as far as it's just very open. But the decoration, the embellishments, everything is very simple. It looks like, the furniture that is being used, the pews that they have in there, are all decent quality. Someone's definitely maintaining this place. But it's a very simple design. No, not a lot of money was put into making this look pretty. This is just function. And as you look in, you see up near the pulpit area, up near the altar, there are several candles that are burning, and there is someone who is up there dressed in robes, and they are currently lighting a few other candles.
Yeah, Rogar would begin to approach them, clearing his throat to, make his presence known.
Okay. Turning around and facing you is a very cat-like face. It has, it reminds you almost of like a tabby cat. Okay. And in fact, give me a history check.
Come on. I know D&D Beyond that you're confused, just as I am. A 9.
A 9. Okay.
Yeah. Not a historical guy.
Yeah, you're not sure, but you're not quite positive that this is actually a shifter. It looks different. I mean, the face it's not like humanoid with cat-like features. Not even exaggerated, or more bestial, like some of the seeming spells or some of the visions that Jacob cast with his seeming spell of some of the party members.
Not a cat.
It is like a tabby cat. And as you notice the hands that are working on lighting the candles, they definitely are hands, like humanoid hands, but they're not the typical 5-finger long fingers hands. It looks like it's a combination of a regular human hand, taking it there and going halfway between that and a cat's paw. It's like if you took the two and morphed them together and stopped halfway.
They have toe beads.
This person turns to you and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, while adventuring here, my holy symbol was stolen. I was wondering if I could acquire a new one.
Are you a follower of our goddess Saloon?
Yes, I am.
Welcome, brother.
Welcome. Well, thank you. A long trip.
He says, "Are you yourself one of the cloth? It is not typical for the lay members to carry around holy symbols, but not unheard of course."
Yes, I am you could say a champion for Saloon. Some would say a paladin.
I mean, technically speaking.
Why I am here, I am more than willing to tend to any of the ill or the ill. Since my magic only works on sick people.
Well,
or injured, that's the other word I was looking for.
interesting. I'm sure if we had any injured come to our humble temple, that we would love to have your assistance. Any help would be greatly appreciated. But please, take a seat.
Yes.
Feel free to worship, and I shall see if we have any other holy symbols. Perhaps Brother Maynard may have one. One spare. I will go and ask him.
May. Just spelling how I think it is. Yeah, I will actually take a moment. And just do a little quick prayer to Saloon, just like honoring her temple.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a polite thing. That's not a Paylord temple.
All right. So he kind of nods as you're doing that, and he heads off towards one of the doors towards the back, and you're waiting there. While you are doing that, Razmith, what are you currently up to?
I wanted to survey the area to see what areas I'm allowed to go into, what areas I'm not allowed to go to.
Okay.
So I can get the best.
Probably when you would want Grim.
Okay, so you're really looking at
My,
like what areas are off limits to the public.
yeah.
Okay.
What areas are commoners allowed to travel into versus areas where it's like no one's allowed. That way I can start figuring out where I need to start digging my hole.
Okay. Okay, so how long are you going to spend in this endeavor? And what kind of tools are you going to use, or methods are you going to use at your disposal to figure these things out?
I'm gonna peruse the area.
Okay.
Gonna talk to random vendors if there are any, because clearly it seems like it's a ghost town. As I'm doing it, I'm just going to be using. Well, first I have the samples of minerals that I took. I'm gonna try and see if any of them kind of match any of the dirt that's in the city.
Okay. So you're trying to do exactly what I've got to get this visualized because I'm trying to multitask here.
Sorry.
Nope, no problem. So you're matching what to see if matches
I'm
with the
matching
dirt
the
in the
mineral
city.
Yeah, I'm matching the mineral samples that I took outside the city
Okay.
to see if they match inside the city, so I can determine where I should start digging my hole, and if there are any areas that the guards don't really walk into that I could possibly use as a staging area, in a sense.
Okay. Okay. So as you're kind of looking around and exploring, and you're doing little investigation checks here and there on like soil samples, kind of comparing to what you found outside the city, it seems very similar. It's mostly rock. Yes, you have a little bit of a layer of topsoil over it, but underneath it quickly turns to rock. There's not much clay. There's a little, but not much.
Okay.
It's kind of a thin layer. And then it goes to rock. You find some of that rock is relatively easy to work with, and to get through. Every once in a while you come across some granite or something else that is very difficult to pick through. But again, you figure this composition seems very similar to what was outside.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, the reason I'm doing that is so I can figure out where exactly I need to start staging.
Okay.
But I'd like to start talking to some vendors in the area, see
Okay.
what they have to say, as far as
Alright.
like what areas I'm allowed to go to.
Okay. As you're walking through and doing your investigations, and you kind of keep your eyes peeled for any vendors, any shops, one thing you notice is you don't see any open air shops in this environment, which makes sense due to how cold it is. Everything seems to be very enclosed. All the buildings, very tight seals, as best they can. And something I didn't mention before, but pretty much, not all, but most every building the chimney has smoke coming out of it. Okay.
Okay.
So they know how to stay warm inside in the winter. And you realize, yeah, it's cold outside. And, you know, going inside for that little bit, that helps. That warmed me up. Feel like I can deal with the cold for a bit. So you eventually, though, do notice some shops. They are clearly shops, as you can look through the windows that are there, which actually look like they're using multiple panes of glass. And just kind of one right after the other in like layers. So it gives a little bit of a distortion effect as you try to look through it. But you can see clearly enough to see that there are some wares of different kinds displayed in the windows. And, you know, based on the signs out front and the names you see, yeah, there are a few shops right around this area. You also, again, with your dwarven heritage, you know you've definitely been traveling up the mountain.
Okay. I'll go into one of the shops.
Okay.
Do any of them like have like special signs outside, or is it just like here's the shop?
Yeah, well, it depends on. I mean, are you looking for any specific type?
Well, if they have just a general wares store would be
Oh
nice.
yeah, you easily find something that you think is just kind of, you know, general goods and services and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you go in, you see, it looks like a shop. Looks like pretty much any kind of store you've ever been in. Shelves
Did
of
Galarga with
goods. I don't know, did she?
No, it was just me.
Okay. So
Oh, I thought we were going in pairs.
no, he went off on his own apparently. So
Okay.
So yeah, you see, it's just the shop. You know, the shelves. There's goods on them. You know, you see some of the shelves, some of the goods are fairly well stocked, but a good majority of them look pretty bare, like picked over.
Okay. Would they, I'll walk up to the shopkeeper. Would you by chance have anything, that I could, wear? I know I'm covered in fur, but it is a lot colder down here than I thought it was gonna be.
The shopkeep kind of laughs at you, and you see it is another bear shifter. And he looks at you and says, "Brother, welcome to my shop. Yes, of course, we..." You know, and you see his arms. His arms, very hairy, but you guys would know, as all shifters are not... We're not talking furries here. They're not covered in fur. Okay? They may have more hair, but they are not covered in fur. So, yeah, he's like, no problem. Come, let's see what we've got for you. And he kind of walks you over to what looks like a big armoire against the wall and opens it up. And in there, you see a couple hangers hanging with nothing on them. And then two have some fairly decent sized fur coats.
Okay.
And I'm afraid this is all I've got. But, you know, it's something.
Something's better than nothing.
Yes. Would you like to try one on?
Sure. Why not?
Alright. So, he pulls one off the hangers, kind of looks at it, you know, fluffs up the fur a little bit, you know, gives it a little bit of a shake. Says, yes. This should do. Say again?
Does it fall through the seaming?
Did you make him bigger with the seaming, or just like a tiny dwarf-sized bear shifter?
You're muted.
You're muted.
When Jacob used the seeming, he made sure he didn't change anyone's size just to keep everyone from running
Okay.
into an issue, assuming people were going to go into town.
Okay, good. So, yeah, he takes the coat
Smart.
and he kind of drapes it over your shoulders, and he says, "Yeah, cinch it up, see how it fits." It is clearly not for a dwarf. It's for someone a little taller. So as you put it on, your build, especially your dwarven build, and the fact that you look like a short bear shifter, you're wide enough for it. You fit it that way. But the bottom of this coat is brushing
Like
on
a
the
trench
ground.
coat on him?
Yeah, more than a trench coat. It looks like you can barely see the soles of his feet. It's like the coat is just barely brushing over the floor.
He's
So
one of two little rascals inside the coat.
Yeah. So if you went outside with this coat, the bottom of it would be like dragging in the snow as you walked.
Rasmus is gonna pick up the bottom half and tuck it onto the inside of the jacket, and then try to bite it up on himself real tight.
All right.
Like, well, gotta fix it somehow, and I'm not feeling like cutting it.
Yeah. But the question is, how does it feel?
A lot warmer.
Good. Good.
How much is this?
For you, a brother, 5 gold. That's it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Rasmus will give you 10.
Oh. He looks at you for a long moment, and he says, "So you've got extra coin on you, do you?" And he kind of little smirk on his face. Oh, I don't know if he's freezing up or not.
Well, it depends on what
He's
you mean.
freezing up a bit. Just
Okay.
give him a second.
Okay.
Oh, did I freeze up?
Yeah, just for a moment. You're looking good now.
Okay.
So I said, looks like you got some extra coin on you, do you?
Well, that depends on what you mean by extra coin. That guard at the gate wanted 10% of everything.
You're obviously new here.
No.
I am. Apparently, it's a law. I've got to be okay with it. Just frustrates me a little.
Really? So you say.
What do you feel
So-
about it?
What do you? Let's just stick to you for now. So, how did it feel paying the tax?
Like paying a hefty bar tab. You know what I mean? After a long night of drinking, you know you have to pay it.
But do you?
Can I do an insight check on him?
Absolutely.
See what he's thinking. Alright. Where's
I
this?
think you have a +4 to it.
So it's
Oh, he broke up when he...
What'd you get?
17.
Okay. You are getting the impression from him that he's testing you somehow. He's waiting for some response to what he's putting forth.
Can I tell if it's a good intention or a bad intention?
Not exactly sure. But you do get the feeling it doesn't look like he's... Well, let's just say it doesn't look like he's about to pounce on you. And it doesn't look like he's upset. But, I mean, he's just kind of sitting there. He's kind of got a smirk on his face as he's looking at you. And, you know, he's... and what he said. And he's just kind of observing and waiting.
Rasmus is gonna pause for a moment. And he's just gonna look at him. He's not gonna say anything, he's just gonna stare.
Okay. So you're just gonna have a staring contest with him and...
I'm just gonna have a staring contest until
Okay.
I make him uncomfortable.
Okay. He doesn't...
Don't you have intimidation?
He doesn't seem uncomfortable one bit.
No, I don't have intimidation.
Okay.
I just have persuasion. And this isn't in trying to intimidate, I'm just staring.
Waiting.
He does. Yeah, he doesn't seem to be unnerved by it one bit. He just continues to stare back at you for a moment, and then you see his nostrils flare just a little bit.
I'll be honest, I forgot what we were talking about.
And he pulls his hand up from behind, kind of from behind his back, and there is a cleaver in his hand. And he doesn't swing it at you. He's just holding it in his hand, kind of against his chest a little bit. And he says, "If you didn't have to pay, would you still pay?"
Fun fact, you can do multiple insight checks.
I don't understand what that meant.
So, you can do more than one insight check on a person each time they speak, if you so choose.
If they're saying something new and you're trying to understand what they're getting.
Okay, then yeah, I definitely need to do an insight because I did
Okay.
not understand what you just said.
Okay.
18.
18. Okay. I will put this out there just so you know. Would you like to use one of the advantages that you have? Because you have... Where is it?
Oh,
you
that's
have
right.
one. You do have one.
Actually, I will use. Am I allowed to use Flash of Genius?
What is Flash of Genius?
Oh!
It is an ability check or saving throw. It gives me a +4 to the roll.
Well, this is an ability check, so yes.
Okay, and then I will use Flash of Genius.
Okay,
Which
excellent.
brings me to a 22.
Yep. I am well aware of the maths. The maths.
Just
So-
proud that
yeah.
he thought of it. 'cause I
Yeah,
didn't.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So, again, you get this feeling of he is testing you. You feel like, well, before he wasn't ready to, pounce on you. He is displaying a weapon. He's not really in a threatening stance. But it's clear by his size, his build, and everything that he could probably swing that with some force. And that he seems to be asking you if there was some kind of way to not have to pay the tax. Would you still choose to pay the tax? In other words, you're getting the feeling of he's not necessarily against not paying taxes.
Okay.
Okay, he's not necessarily.
Well, you're not there.
No. I'm
I know.
trying to understand that.
Well,
phrase
then
that
you're
you
just
found.
gonna have to wait and either because you're not there.
Because myself personally, when somebody pulls out a weapon in front of you, that's immediately I want to go on the guard. now that I know what he's trying to say. Like, I would understand if there was a tax for like, oh, $10 to enter the city, $20, da 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 da. 10% of all my earnings, and it's law. No. I wouldn't have given any money had I not had to.
So you're saying if laws changed, you would choose no tax?
I'm gonna ask you plainly, am I in safe company?
That depends, brother. And he leans in real close, his face about a few inches from yours, and says, "Who do you serve? Do you serve Her Majesty? Or do you serve the people?"
Rasmus not even thinking about it as soon as he asked. Like, well, first of all, she locked my brother up for no fucking reason. So, I'm new here. I have no allegiance to anyone.
You
The
see his...
people-
go ahead.
The people seem to be downtrodden and upset with everything, but everybody's scared to say anything.
You see a smile come across his face as he leans back away from you. And he takes the cleaver and he just kind of casually flips it, and it flies through the air and sticks into the wall. And he says...
And the alarm sound.
Yeah. and he says to you, "So that extra coin you may have, would you like to put it to a good cause?"
No, certainly.
It would require more than just funding. It would require your physical honor, your efforts.
I'll go as far as I need to.
Oh god.
Good.
Oh, what side you're signing up for?
Very, very good. He sticks out his hand.
Rasmus just stare at it for a moment. Raise his hand up.
Link of resistance.
Shakes it. And he shakes your hand. And he says, "You can call me Samuel.
Samuel.
If you want to meet some of the others, be here at midnight. Just knock. We'll keep an eye out for you."
Okay. Guess I'll be back at around midnight then.
And he says, and he takes the 10 gold that you put out, and he says, "Keep this for now. You can provide funding later."
All right. Rasmus is going to leave the shop and stand outside for a moment. The fuck did I just shake my hand to? I don't even fucking ask where I'm supposed to not go. I got a nice coat though.
Yeah, you're warm. You're definitely nice and warm.
Rasmus is gonna return back to the group.
All right. Okay.
Just making sure that he's not being followed.
Okay. So, what's your passive perception?
My passive.
You broke up again.
At 15.
15. Okay. So are you going to actively be watching to make sure you're not followed?
Yes.
Okay. So
I
what
also
will...
have my homunculus servant chilling with me, so he's observing as well.
Okay. So I'd say, who's got the better perception?
The homunculus servant
Has a +4 perception.
has a +4 perception.
Okay.
I don't
I'd
know what that means.
well,
A passive
You-
perception of 14. I
yeah,
have the higher perception.
you have the higher. So neither of you really notice anything following you. Okay. And you make your way back towards the salty fish. Jacob,
Bye.
what are you doing, map boy?
As you can see, I also have a dog who is trying so desperately to be loud. So,
Oh.
Jacob is kind of just, again, he's mapping out the pathway that they took,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out exactly the different kind of, not necessarily alleyways, but like street break-offs or anything like that from the path that they took to get to this place,
Okay.
as well as he's going to just do a general investigation through the room.
Okay.
He's looking to see if he can find any sort of corroboration for maybe an allegiance or going into seeing if there's anything from the Majesty itself being somewhere in this place.
So kind of like symbols of...
Symbols for something.
Okay. So you're looking around, you're kind of checking it out. Give me an investigation check.
Okay, I will give you an investigation check. With one loud puppo. Let's see what we get. That will be 28.
Okay. You're looking around, and you're not really seeing any symbols or iconography anywhere. It's just a tavern.
Okay.
Okay.
He
As
gets
far
back
as
over
your
to his stuff.
as far as your map work goes, you figure that based on what you were looking around at, you know, getting from Hrim's vision as you were walking from the gate to here, that you've got a very accurate representation. Because you took some time to really think about it, and the cross streets coming off of here, and the fact that you kind of did a couple switchbacks. You think you got a very accurate representation of this section that you have been to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you picked up a couple extra things here and there about the area. Mostly, you determined, yeah, this all looks pretty residential.
Okay.
With the
Lower
exception,
section seem-
yeah, with the exception of what we've got up where we got here to the salty fish. There started to be some more commercial stuff here, but everything below that seemed to be just residential.
Okay. Jacob will then go ahead and he's going to start collecting the papers just in case anyone is coming out of whatever they were doing and entering the place,
Mm-hmm.
and put them back away. And then he is going to go and sit at a table kind of near a corner
Okay.
and close his eyes
Okay.
on the illusion and kind of lean back and get into a resting position, attempting to do a short rest while everyone else is doing everything. But
Okay.
he is going to send Trim out to fly straight up and figure out about the size of the city.
Okay, to get a bird's eye view. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
And I will be right back in a moment.
No problem. All right, so back to Diana.
I sent you a couple more messages, by the way. I don't know
Yes.
if you saw them.
I did see them.
Cool. Anyway, so actually, I'm gonna do it a little differently. So the persuasion roll I'm going to use, and Diana's going to apologize and say, Reggie, look, I'm not meaning to make you uncomfortable, and I'm not meaning to make you feel unsafe. It's just because of something that I got told growing up. And that is a 18 plus 12.
Okay, so 30 on your persuasion.
Yes.
All right. So he stops. He looks back towards you. He still seems a little skeptical and nervous, but he's listening. And he's like,
The...
"Yeah, what
Go ahead.
what were you told? What could make you want
Growing
to talk
up-
about things, huh?"
Growing up, I always told that a kingdom is only as happy and flourished if its leaders and royals truly love and care for its home. And being a home means that you're a family, so you're supposed to take care of each other and look out for each other. And you can only be as strong as you're willing to let it be.
What?
Hence why seeing the state of this kingdom is heartbreaking.
I thought you said you weren't from around here. And he...
Can I do an insight check?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Is my passive not high enough?
No.
Okay. Advantage for the win. I got a 29.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Excuse me. Okay. All right, a 29. So he doesn't seem like he's about to run away, but it's pretty clear from what you're able to sense off him that the fact that you said that statement, that kind of almost like a mission statement, and the words that you specifically chose, it's almost like he's curious, but at the same time he actually is even a little more cautious. And that's when he asked you, I thought you said you weren't from around here.
I haven't been here for a very, very long time. And believe me when I say that I love this place. Because I was taught that as a child.
Alright. Hold on. Let's just see how smart Mr. Reggie is. Okay. He looks at you. His eyes kind of narrow just a bit. Says, "How old are you?"
I made her. How old did I make her?
Old as dirt.
Was I gonna make her that old?
You can always look at your sheet. It should be in your description section.
Yeah.
I made her 25. That's what it was. I made her 25.
Okay.
She's like about 25 years.
He steps closer to you, kind of slowly. He's not moving very quickly or threateningly, but he reaches out his hand and reaches towards the top of your head And he just kind of puts his hand on the top of your head. Jacob, what is the DC for your seeming spell? What is the save? Oh, you're muted.
Let me double check for you real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Here. It is spell save DC. It is a 17.
17, and what kind of...
You just make a investigation check.
It's an investigation check, okay. And 17, you say?
Yep. And if they
Oh,
they know that
boy. Okay. Yeah.
it becomes aware that the target is disguised.
Okay. As he puts his hand on your head, his eyes, for a moment, again, they kind of narrow down. He's clearly thinking. Then his eyes open really big. And he says, "Who are you?"
And
He pulls his hand away.
And she'll be like, and she understands, so she's gonna keep a calm and gentle demeanor, and she's gonna look at him and say, "Am I safe here? Am I with family?"
And his mouth is kind of just like his jaw. It's not like his jaw dropped. It's just like he's mouth breathing. It's open, and his eyes are wide, and he's just like, just kind of nods.
Yes, I'm with family.
Yeah.
And she will reach into her bag and pull out the heirloom she has with her family crest on it. And she'll show it to him, and she'll say, "I'm here to make this home again. But I need to know who I can trust."
And as soon as you pull that out and you say those words to him, you see him like collapse to his knees. It's like his legs almost give out under him as he kind of falls to his.
To catch him. She's gonna feel so bad.
Yeah, but no, it's like his knees. He like falls straight to his knees.
She's like,
And he reaches.
okay?"
Hold on. He reaches out his hands as he's kind of on his knees before you, which now he's basically the same height as you.
Okay.
And he reaches out and he kind of takes your hands in his, which are very large. I mean, he's got some massive meat hooks here. And he takes your hand. Yeah, he takes your hands in his, and he kind of just, cups his hands around yours, and he bows his head, touching his hands. And she says, "You're back. Oh my God, you're back." And there are tears in his eyes.
She's going to feel bad, and she's going to help him stand. And she's like, "It's okay. You don't need to cry. I understand, but like, oh, I didn't mean to make you cry." And it's like she feels so bad now.
And when you kind of get him up, and just this initial shock of the realization that washed over him, it finally kind of, that initial shock wears off for a sec. He quickly pulls you into another room and closes the door, and he's like, you can't be seen. No one can know you're here. No one can know that you're back yet.
Hence the disguise and the magic.
Well, yeah, but I...
What did you make me look like again? Just like a wolf?
Yeah, you are a snow wolf.
Oh, so I'm white. Okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Trust me, white's not my color. I've learned this the hard way many, many a times."
I understand, but if she finds out you're here, That you're
She will
alive.
find out. She will find out I am here when I am tearing her heart from her chest.
And this time, he takes a half step back and he lowers himself smoothly and gracefully to one knee, looks at you, and puts his heart on his chest. And he says...
His heart on his chest?
Yeah, his fist on his chest across his heart. It's late, okay? I'm a little tired.
No, that's
But he puts it...
that really
Yeah, but he takes his fist and he puts it, across his chest like a salute. And he says, "Your Highness, how may I serve you?"
There is one person in particular that I'm actually trying to get a hold of, to find, to help me.
Who?
Maxium.
The captain of the guard?
Yes.
But he's the captain of the guard. I mean,
And my
the
father's
Queen controls the
dearest
guard.
friend. He was also my father's closest friend and ally.
I suppose I will trust you, Your Highness. I will see what I can do.
Then, and I will do the work to try and find him first. I want you and your daughter to just... We're travelers. We're visitors.
Understood.
I don't want to put you or her in any harm's way more than I needed. I just needed to know... Seeing my home like this is not what I wanted. I needed to know.
It's not what I wanted either. I
You
remember
wouldn't
the
happen
time
to know
before.
of anyone who's already angry at her, would you? That could give me a head start?
Just let me handle that, Your Majesty.
So long as you are safe. If you think you or your daughter would be put into too much danger or something bad may backlash onto you, don't do anything. I don't want any of you hurt. This is my fight. I will
And
accept the help, but only if I know you will be safe.
you see him, stand up to his full height, and surprisingly, he looks taller than you have seen him since you've been around. Like he's, really, full, perfect posture and everything. Like he is standing around. And he says to you, "I have been a coward for far too long. But knowing that you are here, and that things can change, it's time I did my part."
I just hope everyone else agrees with you.
Well, I hope so too.
Now, settled. I need somewhere I can do magic safely, if you wouldn't mind, because I
Like-
need to cast a spell.
Like what kind of magic? I mean, you're not gonna blow up,
Oh, no,
rooms
no,
in
no,
the
I'm not
inn.
blowing up anything, but I am
Okay.
trying to locate something.
Like what? Like, I mean, I don't know much about this magic stuff. I just know I've heard of things going boom.
It's not going boom, I promise. I just need
Okay.
somewhere I can do it that prying eyes won't easily see.
Well,
Like a basement?
it should be. Well, no, we don't have a basement, but
Uh,
your rooms should probably be ready. Hold on. Follow me, and he leads you out of where you guys are at, down in some of the back rooms of the main tavern, and he takes you out towards
Walk
the main
by-
tavern and gets ready to
Do they walk
head up
by
the
Jacob?
stairs. Jacob, your attention is focused outward right now.
And I was like, do we walk byward?
No.
Like, do we walk by him?
Jacob isn't focused on Prim.
Okay.
He is telling Prim, hey, go
Okay.
out and do this.
Okay,
He
and
is
then
taking a short rest.
okay, I see. So, yeah, I mean, you go into the main tavern seating area in order to go to the stairs that lead to the upper level.
She's like, would you mind if I grabbed someone really quick?
By all means.
And she's just gonna lean over and she's gonna whistle a little bit to get Jacob's attention. She's like, Jacob,
Yes.
I'm gonna do a thing. I don't know if you want to be part of the thing.
Depends on what it is.
And she's gonna look at Reggie and she's gonna look over at him. She's like, magical things.
Okay.
Okay.
He's good. Alright. Where are you?
God, you're not using Grim. And the moment she realizes that, she's gonna go over to him and she's gonna help him stand. She's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't think about that. I thought Grim was still in the building. Where's Grim? Why aren't you using Grim?
Well, one, I'm taking a rest, and I thought that it would be better if we just went ahead and got more information of just a general layout of this area. I mean, I put together a rough map from the location that we were walking already, but it's nothing crazy. So.
She's like,
Well-
okay, because Reggie's giving me a room that I can do a clairvoyant spell in.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fine, yeah. I can come in and just make sure everything's okay.
Also, if you could figure out a way to work with Rogar when he gets back to put something up to protect him and his daughter, is he knows who I am.
Oh! And Jacob was kind of... Well, since Reggie hasn't made a noise yet, Jacob was just gonna kind of move his head back and forth. I don't know where you're standing, but
She went over to him and like helped him stand and stuff. So
yes, no, he doesn't know where Reggie is standing.
Yeah.
Because Reggie had not made a noise or anything like that.
But you
from
say,
his
but you say
whereabouts.
that out loud. I don't know where you're standing. He's like,
Yes, I don't know exactly where you're standing.
oh, I'm over here, and
Oh, yes.
he waves his hand at the blind man as he says that.
she's like, Reggie, this is my husband.
Hello.
Oh, he kind of glances around the room just real quick. You get the impression it's kind of out of reflex because he's like, who the hell is in here? And then he instantly drops to one knee again, puts his hand across
He's
his
also
chest,
blind.
and says to Jacob, Your Highness, I am at your service.
Oh, is it? And he's gonna. Is this gonna like happen? A lot?
That's probably gonna happen a lot.
All right.
Trust me, I wasn't expecting it either.
Okay. I'm assuming it's some kind of like really nice gesture.
I'm sorry, Diana's gonna like lead Jacob over to Reggie, and she's like, Reggie, you can stand. For one, he's blind, so he can't see what you're doing.
Oh, my apologies.
You wouldn't
And
be
he
able to
stands
tell
up.
because of the spell.
Yeah.
And secondly, by the way, I'm gonna need a bucket in my room now that I think about it.
Can do. Yes.
You were just using
No,
would be
room
useful.
spell.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. No, let's get moving.
And
Alright.
Diana's actually going to be casting a clairvoyance. What she's going to do, she's going to
Well,
cast.
hold on. He takes you. He leads you up to the rooms, and as you get up there, you see Eurydice and Reggie's daughter Vera
Eurydice
are
once
putting
Reggie-
putting the brooms and other cleaning supplies into the closet.
Once Reggie appears, Eurydice will kind of just like play it off as like she's just talking to her.
Okay.
Like that she has not been helping at all, even though she's probably covered in like dust and grime and stuff.
Oh yeah. And he just kind of looks at you, and then he looks back at Diana and Jacob, and he looks over at you again.
And it's just gonna be like, just smile, nod, and say thank you. Trust me, it'll be so much easier than asking her questions.
And he
You
kind
can't
of
stop me
leans.
from doing anything.
He kind of leans over and tries to whisper. It's like, so does she know?
And Eurydice.
Everyone who came in with me knows.
Hold
That's
on.
why we're
Let
here.
me do a thing. Let me do a thing, please. Eurydice will whisper to him. Yes. Yes, I know. I hear everything.
Apparently.
Yeah, you kind of
Everyone who-
it's really strange.
Everyone that you saw come in with me, the entire group, is with me.
All
Jacob
right, so-
thinks in his brain to Jeremiah, but he can't hear this though.
But no, so she's actually going to be doing a, first, she's going to cast Tiny Hut to make things not seeable inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Just for the privacy aspect, in case there's...
In case someone comes
Yeah.
into your room.
Mhm.
Okay.
But she's going to turn to Jacob and go, how big would you say the city is radius-wise?
Well, I don't know yet.
Can you ask the burb?
Would Trim be within 120 feet at this current moment of him?
What was
going
your
through
exact-
the city to figure out
What was
how
your
big
exact?
this is?
Yeah, what was your exact tasking? Was basically fly above and quote unquote to map the city kind of thing, right?
Yep.
Roll a percentile.
You don't need to go very far for that. You just need to go up for that.
Yeah, but up is also a direction that has
Yeah.
distance.
Yeah, there is a long way you can go. So percentile, give me a moment.
Yep.
I have to get been a bit since I've used 2U.
Mm-hmm.
86.
Okay. You don't feel his connection is close enough.
Okay. Jacob will just, well, bird's not in range, so I
Then
won't be
let's
able to
just
know.
let's just hope this will reach anyway. And Diana is going to do the clairvoyance spell
Okay.
to look. She's going to imagine the golden armband because it is a specific item that she knows
Okay.
that she had given Oak and Great Bear.
Okay.
And she's going to see if within a mile radius of her, she can pick up if the clairvoyant spell will actually work and allow her to see around that spot if it is within reach. Does that make sense? Like, she's using it as a way to see if they're in the city.
Right.
near her.
You're basically you're looking to see if they are within 1 mile of you.
Yeah.
Okay. You cast your spell. You concentrate on it, and you can't see anything. It's
Okay.
not. It's not picking up. So you know. No, they're not within a mile.
She's like, fucking Christ. Okay. So that tells me how many people we actually have now.
Wait, did we?
Oh, what did you do?
I was looking for something, doesn't matter.
Did you not find it?
No, I didn't find it.
Ah.
Right.
At least not within a mile of me.
Okay. All right. So while you guys are doing all that and casting spells,
She is gonna
Ro-
ask.
hold
She
on.
is gonna ask Reggie. It's a quick question.
Okay.
She is gonna ask Reggie if you happen to know any of the other tavern owners within the city that you can trust. Can you find out if they've seen any other outsider shifters come to the kingdom?
I'll see what I can do.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. Now, Rogar.
Especially one who actually acts like a dog.
So Rogar.
Yeah.
So while you're in this Church of Saloon, the cleric that you saw before, he comes out from the door towards the back, and it took him some time. You were there probably a good 20 minutes.
Okay.
And he finally comes into the main chamber of the temple. He approaches you, and in his hand he has what looks like a very simple, looks like a hand-carved wooden symbol of saloon that is on a simple leather strap. And he says, "This is all we had. I hope this will be sufficient for you, brother."
Yes, I mean, I can surely channel the divinity through this.
Very, very good. Will you be needing anything else today? Do you have lodgings?
I do. I came with a caravan of sorts.
A caravan arrived in the city. Really? It's been a long time.
I've noticed. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I know it's. What time of day is it?
Right now, you guys, I'm trying to remember exactly what time we left off last week. I want to say that was actually, because it was about midday to get to there. I want to say you're actually probably about 4 o'clock, getting close to 5 o'clock at night.
Okay. I assumed the temple would be a little bit more, more fuller around this time. Well, it's beginning to get more full around this time.
No, sadly, we don't have as many of the faithful as we used to. It's just
Right.
how things are right now.
How things are? What do you mean?
Well, there were... We are not supposed to talk about those that transgress. They are dealt with according to Queen's law.
Rogar looks a little taken back. But we are a member of the cloth. What is said in our privacy is kept with most regards. I mean, especially
Yes.
us. We are children here.
Yes, we are. But that does not mean that others are not listening.
I see what you're. I think I understand what you're saying, but I mean, no. As Seluna teaches us, spreading her moon like this is our job. If you are not getting new followers in the church. I mean, how are you like spreading the moonlight? I mean, I help as many people as I can out in the world.
All I can do is to take care of this house of Saloon. Take care of those who come to it for comfort, for succor. And give what I can to keep our brothers and sisters and those less fortunate from falling on too hard of times. I have my hands full enough with that. But thanks Saloon, she blesses me with the strength to do that.
I cannot get over his headphones. I keep staring.
Oh,
at them.
yeah, the lights.
Turn them off.
It's so distracting.
I've been watching that the whole time as you're talking. I was just like, look at the lights, look at the lights.
Well, while I'm here, would you mind if I, spread the teachings?
You most certainly can try, brother. Honestly, it would be good to have the support.
It seems that you guys are lacking support.
Yes, there is only myself and Brother Maynard.
There's only two of you here.
Yes.
Rogar? Yeah, Rogar will reach into his coin purse. And
didn't you give all 919 gold to Tamir?
I gave him 10% of my gold.
Oh, so you actually did give 10%. I thought you said I give him all 919.
No,
Okay.
I have
I was like,
8,000 more gold.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, fuck it. I will dole out 1,000 gold.
Okay.
This is a small contribution. It seems that while this church, keeping things simple is easy enough, but having people to staff it is quite important, and clearly you guys are lacking there for some reason or another. I will not pry, but I will watch over you as if you were my own.
And looking into this heavy pouch of 1,000 gold, his eyes go wide. He's like, Saloon has brought you as a blessing, brother. And he reaches out and throws his arms around you and just embraces you.
Please don't hurt the good man. Please don't hurt the good kitty cat.
I'll give him a pat on the back.
And then he
began to get to know this.
Yes, and then he kind of pushes you away at arm's length, and looks at you. He says, "We have been blessed. Thank you so very much. I will find use for this right away. There's so many we can help." Man, and he takes it and he looks back to you and he says, "Please, anything you need, any direction you need from Saloon, if she does not grant it to you herself, I will help you find it and find things for you to continue to spread the word and help our people."
Alright. Thank you so much. I have a friend, she's learning the ways. I will make sure to send her this way as soon as I can.
Excellent, excellent. And then he's like, thank you again. And he turns around and he runs towards that back door, and he is like yelling at the top of his lungs, Brother Maynard, we have been blessed this day. Saloon shines upon us. And he, exit through that door into the back.
I'll make my way back down.
Okay. All right. Okay, so, and are you gonna head back to the inn at this point in time, or are you heading? Okay. So.
I got the information I needed.
Okay. So Razmith.
Yep.
Okay. You were walking down the street, and ahead of you is the inn, where the rest of your party is. Because I believe you said you were heading back that way as well, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So, all right. So, yep, you head back, and as you walk in, you hear some movement, from upstairs. Somebody walking around. You can hear, walking back and forth. And about a minute or two after you walk into the door, Rogar, you walk in right behind him. And Diana, Jacob, and Eurydice, you all of a sudden hear Reggie say, "Oh, I think I heard the door. Hold on, I must go check on my customers." And he starts heading down the stairs, down the hallway, and then down the stairs. And you see the barkeep, the owner, coming down the stairs. He sees you two, which he recognizes as belonging to the party that has the princess in it. And he smiles real big and he says, Come, this way. And do you guys follow him?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll follow in tow.
Okay. And brings you upstairs, and you see, we've got your rooms for you. And he starts showing the rooms. He shows the room where currently Diana is in there, and I assume Jacob is in there as well. Eurydice, are you in there too?
Yeah, sure.
In that same room? Okay. So he shows you, this is the room they're in. Are you guys going to be in this room too? We can have, over here, we've got, whoever else you want to put in here. And then I was told she referred to him as the dumbasses are in here.
Yeah, no, that is their.
Oh, look at Eurydice. She's like, really?
What?
Really?
What?
How many beds are in that room for the 5 of them?
Enough that they'll get sleep.
You're so mean sometimes.
I know, but it's funny.
So he shows everyone the rooms, and then he says, please, all of you, come down for dinner. I should have it shortly. Here's your rooms. You can relax until then, but please come down. And, a little bit of time goes by. Dinner approaches. You make your way down into the main dining room area. You all find that your group, all 15 in your group, are for the most part the only ones in there. There are a couple other people sitting at different tables. And then, as your food is placed down, you're beginning to enjoy your meal. A little bit later, the door swings open, and Tamir walks in with another shifter next to him. Both of them still wearing the armor that marks them as city guards. And the other one next to him is a very bear-like shifter. And as they walk in, they see all of you sitting at the table, and Tamir zeroes in on noticing Jacob. And he makes a beeline over there for you guys. And the guy with him as well grabs a chair, he swings it around. Doesn't swing it back. He is that kind of guy. So he swings it around. And both of them kind of sit down near you guys. And the one with him, the bear shifter, looks over at you, Rasmuth.
Uh-oh.
And he gets a slight smile on his face. And he winks at you. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
Yeah, Rasmus.
Okay.
All right. And before we close out officially, I want to say, Rasmuth, you're getting 2 inspiration points tonight. Everyone else gets 1. Because
Yay.
I really, really loved what you did with the going into Sam's shop.
Well, thank you.
So I thought that was really
Stare
cool.
him down, like,
Yeah, that was
I'm
awesome.
gonna play my-
That
I'm
was
just gonna
awesome.
Play my guy.
So, all right, I want to thank everyone for joining us and for watching the show. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think we got quite far enough through all their plans and their schemes.
Oh no, we have a lot more.
So, I'm pretty sure we're probably still not going to get to the actual castle next week.
Oh
It
god,
took-
no, we're probably not gonna get that.
It's
that
probably
for, like, two-ish.
with you guys. It's gonna be 3 more months before we get there. So
Sure.
I sure hope not. But you know, hopefully
Dear God.
hopefully we can get there sooner rather than later. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Kaya Cubby. Thank you for saying it was an entertaining episode. Like I said, I had a lot of fun. I hope you all had a lot of fun. And Rogar, come on, you know better than that. It's not Poggers, it's not Pagu, it's Toggers. Or
I'm a
Toggers.
Toggers, yeah.
Oh my god, for shame!
What do you mean for shame? Hold
For
on.
shame!
Hold on. Hold on. Right there.
Are you gonna post Toggers now?
Right there. The emote. The Toggers emote, okay?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
we have our own emote.
We have a Toggers emote. Alright, so thank you again, everyone, for joining us. We hope to see you next week, where you can find out, there you go, where you can find out what happens next. And, well, did Rasmuth join some kind of secret cult or something?
Oh boy.
I
Did,
don't know if he joined a resistance
You
or
know,
if he
has-
joined hers.
has anyone else learned the secret that is now out in the open for at least one person in the city? What is going to happen? We'll find out next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the TOGG DM Twitch channel. Hope to see you guys there. Bye, everybody.